Rotted. Shout out Johnny Coombs. No sound, no sound, no sound. So we rewind and we start again. And I've been talking for ages. The Dons 180. Yeah, cool. You can hear me now, right? Let me know you can hear me now. We're going to start properly. Chris Hayes says can't hear nothing. Can you still not hear nothing? Because I can see the volume now. I realise what was wrong. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Done. What does that mean? Done. That means it's fixed. Like, let me know, man. Let me know if it's fixed. Someone tell me what's going on. I've got a message over here. No volume on YouTube. Johnny Coombs again. Testes 1 2 3. Yeah, you can hear me loud and clear, yeah? What a joke thing. I gave a whole intro. I came in with the energy. Anyway, all good, man. It's been a good week. It's been an interesting week. I just want to say, I was just saying, people watching this back or watching for the first time, just make sure you subscribe, man, and comment on the videos. Like, as much as I'm provocative, I do want to create conversation. I know not everyone's going to agree with everything I say. I will call people racist and Islamophobic when that's what I see. I will. But it doesn't mean you can stop the conversation. I think a lot of them racist guys in my comments, they miss the point. They spend so much time focusing on proving they're not racist that we don't even have a conversation. Just get to your points. Like, say what you want to say. Like, I know there's a number of people in here, like Johnny Coombs. He's watching every week, and me and him interact on loads of stuff. We got things in common about music, but we don't agree on everything, and that's cool. He's still here watching. You know what I'm saying? He sends me links to YouTubers and speakers that he likes. Says, he likes these guys, and I'm like, I hate them guys. And then vice versa. But we don't. It's actually all right. We can still get on and do our thing. But I was just wanted to announce as well that I'm going to start a separate series. I think I'm going to call it UK Legends. I just made a post about this where I'm going to just do UK rap music, UK hip-hop music, and history videos. And I'm going to, let's try and go from the beginning, from the earliest UK hip-hop we can think of. And let's pull up their videos and do reaction videos to them. Let's talk about their history. Let's go through it. Because there's bits of things where that's happened over the years. But I don't think it's all been put in one place and really done in depth. So, I think a lot of people try to get, someone was just saying, will you be able to get them the guests? And I was like, I think I've clocked something with these lives is that I no longer need the guests. Do you know what I'm saying? I can just go through their content. We can discuss it. I can discuss it with people in the comments. And I just don't want to make all my content about these racists and whatever. I want to keep doing that social justice stuff. But this started as a music channel. I'm known as a music artist. And I'm also going to do a separate series called Who is Nova Flip? That won't be an ongoing series, but I might do it for a couple months or, a month or a matter of weeks. Just so there's some content on the channel that I can put on the front page so people can see who I am, not just a random person talking about racists on YouTube. They can see my history and music and stuff like that. So all them things are going to come. That's announcement's done. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. I'm going to start saying that more often. That's what YouTube is supposed to say, right? They say that they got I don't know if that works or not, but whatever. Yeah, big up Johnny Coombs. We just have to find common ground. Appreciate the shout. All love. Shout out Raw Music Productions. Shout out the Dons 180. Shout out Chris Hayes. Shout out Mimi Loving Life. Yes, Mimi, my G. I know that she's in there for the probably for the Bassman stuff, but we're gonna get to that a bit after because I got a few things to address first because I want to put this big on the screen. Right, so I dropped this video, yeah. I dropped this video. SJW reacts to, which some of these people still don't get that I obviously write that as a title because people hate SJWs, especially these racist people, to trigger them to comment. They go, oh my God, you're getting rinsed in your comments. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to do, you donuts. Don't you realize hater views and hater comments pay the same? YouTube pays the same amount for both of you. But But yeah, that's part of the reason I want to do music stuff. I do want to do positive stuff. Get the people who want to show love on it as well. Because look, I got 240 comments here on this, right? So I did a video anyway about this guy, Paul Thorpe. I'm not going to tell the whole story again. You can go and watch it. He's a watch dealer. I liked his page. Notice he's doing loads of weird like anti-immigration content. But he actually came and left a comment. So I want to address this straight away, because I was going to say it was the first time one of the people I've called out has responded. It might be directly, but we did get Katie Hopkins to respond in her own way already. But anyway, Paul Thorpe, this is what he said. Mate, couple of things. One, I am not Islamophobic and I have many Muslim friends. This is always the funniest one, right? This is always the funniest one, because it's like, okay, you want to say you have Muslim friends, you have black friends when you're called racist, to explain that you're not. And I get on one level where you think that makes sense. But for one, someone can have Muslim friends and still be Islamophobic, yeah? So don't be so stupid to think that they couldn't. You could have a Muslim partner and a black partner and still be racist and Islamophobic. Like, you can have a woman partner and still be misogynistic. It's not how it works. Like, it shows a very juvenile understanding of the basics when they say that. Secondly, we have established this as like a joke. It's a running joke. When someone says, oh, I'm not racist, I've got black mates, everyone laughs at them. Like, everyone who's not racist, like, idiot. I'm saying, like, oh, so, and you have to know that. Like, to be a grown adult in this world conversating about any of this, there's no way on earth you've never heard before that that's the stupidest thing to ever say. So just on the basis, even if you still think it's a good excuse, just on the basis that you know all other people laugh at you when you say that, and it's the worst excuse going, and that's how they feel about it. That's how black people feel about it. That's how Muslims feel about it. They all feel like that's the stupidest excuse ever. So why would you go to the fact you say that just shows quite a lack of basic awareness. Like, you're not understanding the room and who you're talking about. Anyway, and he says, all right, it's like, I have many Muslim friends, many of whom agree with my stance against terrorism and grooming gangs. Okay. As I already said in the video, white men in the UK are the biggest group to have grooming gangs. That's a fact. So if we're going to target it based on race, white men would be the target. Even Tommy Robinson admits that. White terrorism, again, there's white terrorists. They don't always call it terrorists. So again, the word terrorism itself is a racism issue, because we only call people terrorists when they're not white, majority of the time. Okay, 2, being anti-illegal migration isn't right-wing, it's common sense. If you hadn't stooped to calling me a moron, I would be more than happy to come on and answer your... Hold on. Why ain't it letting me see the rest? It said answer your questions. It's not letting me click to see more for some reason. Why does that's like a glitch? But I think that was the gist of his comment basically anyway. I'm just going to refresh it just in case, but it's going to make the video play. Don't want to hear the audio. Oh, there we go. Let's change the color of it. Random. Oh yes, just because of the time. If you hadn't stooped to calling me a moron, I would have been more than happy to come on and answer your questions. Usual low-level abuse from the far left. Another idiot talking about far left. Anyway, whoops. Now I've called him an idiot. Called him a moron. Because I was trying to show my response. Because I did acknowledge that part. And I just addressed some things to break it down to what the issue is. Can I move that across a bit? Yes, I can. Boom. Alright, so your video doesn't mention illegal migration once, which it did not even once. It quite clearly indicates that it is about a wide group that you fear to mention by name. Watch the video, you'll see what I'm talking about. If that was just illegals, then it would be easy to say terrorism and grooming gangs are both committed by English white people, but when that happens, their race and culture is not highlighted. Muslims and Asian people, on the other hand, always do have race and culture and religion mentioned. That is the point blank definition of racism: to discriminate based on race, to treat differently when exactly the same thing happens, and there are factually more white grooming gangs in the UK. Even Tommy Robinson will tell you that. I take on your point about name calling. I just find blatant racism and Islamophobia abhorrent. And you can say you're not Islamophobic all you want. It's a fact based on what I outlined above. I've got Muslim friends is the last thing anyone who understands discrimination would say. It's literally a running joke that all racists say that. I would sit down and talk with you though. Used to love your channel and been very disappointed I had to unsubscribe. I mean, I covered quite a lot of what I was saying there already, but I just wanted to show what I kind of responded to him. And also this part, I then thought, also you mentioned in your video about us giving them housing. So you are clearly not talking about illegals. Just be honest about it, mate. Yeah, because that's the fact. When you actually look at the details of the video, he's not talking about illegal immigration or illegal migration at all. He's talking about all Muslims, yeah, and groups of specific Asians that are here. And he might be talking about all immigration, to be honest, because he talks about how much money goes into housing them. So you're not talking about illegal immigration at all. Like, not even in the slightest. So now I've caught him out, basically. Red-handed. You came here with your excuse and you're lying. So simple as that. But look, and he ignores my response. Some couple of his fans coming out, because I pinned that on the video, obviously. Thanks, mate. Blah, blah, blah. And a couple of his mates tried to go at it with me. I'm not going to go into that now. What I am going to do is I'm gonna delve into a bit more of his content. Did I already open that tab? I did. Alright, let's delve into one more of his videos while we're here, right? Just to let's explore this a little more, because I just did one video at random before. What have we got? Extremism to be defined, but for who? 2.5 minutes. That's a short video, so maybe I'll do this and one other. Alright, let me know in the comments that you hear this, so I know the sound's all good when this starts playing.
Welcome back, everyone. So the government is preparing to unveil a new official definition of extremism this week. Michael Gove, the Community Secretary, is expected...
Let me just make a prediction. Remember, so let me know in the comments about the sound, but let me just make a prediction. He's worried that the extremism that they're going to be defined by the government this week is going to be aimed at white people and the white extremists on the far right, because that's who he is. And yeah, they love playing victim. Oh my God, they're victimizing us. They're calling us extremists, but they don't want to go at the other extremists, blah, blah, blah. Johnny Coombs said, big up the raggy dolls. It's a trope I joke on. Yeah, I saw you tag me in something about that, but I didn't quite get it yet, bro. I'll have to check that out later.
...to outline the new definition in the coming days, and it will form part of a crackdown by...
Saying a bit quiet on the sound, yeah? Let's just turn him up a little. Get your sound sorted out, Paul. Yeah, you're looking like your channel quality is slipping out here, mate. I'm gonna boost him up a bit. Maybe we'll pull it back. Yeah, let's pull it back. It's only just started.
Welcome back, everyone. So the government is preparing to unveil a new official definition of extremism this week. Michael Gove, the Community Secretary, is expected to outline the new definition in the coming days, and it will form part of a crackdown by Rishi Sunak on Islamist extremism and far-right groups, with reports of hate speech and hate crimes increasing after Hamas's 7th of October attacks in Israel and Israel's response afterwards in Gaza. In a speech in Downing Street earlier this month, the Prime Minister claimed that recent protests on UK streets have been hijacked by small groups and have descended into intimidation, threats and planned actions of violence.
Oh, I don't want to keep predicting, because I seem like I'm a bit wrong already so far, right? But I've seen a number of videos on his thing, but that from the titles look like they're kind of supporting these kind of right-wing racist people going down to Palestine marches and causing trouble. And this is like what he's saying the government are kind of trying to address. And it seemed like he's kind of siding with them lot. Paul closed in the comments and said, hi, they wanted to ask you about that OTPOR tattoo on your arm. What's that all about then? I don't know what OTPOR is. I don't have a tattoo saying OTPOR. You might not have been reading it properly. Don't worry, a lot of people don't know what they get tattoo on themselves. Nah, I'm not someone who tattoos anything on myself. What tattoo are you talking about? You're talking about on my arm here. There's no, it's my name. Do you know what I'm saying? And I got that done young. I'm going to go over it really. I get a lot of comments about this as well though. Let me just take that off the screen. Yeah, this side, I've got this fist. Get a lot of comments going, why have you got a Black Lives Matter tattoo on your arm? And I'm like, you think that's Black Lives Matter? You think this fist symbol that represents a lot of different things, has anything to do with Black Lives Matter? God, like, you think it's that new? For God's sake. Okay, so you are talking about the fist. Well, explain what OTPOR means then, mate. It's not what it is. I will explain what it is at some point if you like. No, I don't have time to Google OTPOR. I don't have time to explain that, but I would like you to know. Like, tell me in the comments what that is. Just give me a brief summary of what you're talking about, so that I can know that. You know what I'm saying? And I will show you what it is in a minute. Cause I'll get something out of my wardrobe to show you.
But here's a problem and a bit of a concern for us ordinary, regular, peace-loving Brits. Just who is ultimately going to be on the end of this new crackdown, and just what is all this far-right bullshit really all about? Because can anyone out there show me an active, well-organised, or even a bloody disorganised group of either political or just a few troublemakers from the so-called far-right? Who are they? Where are they?
You, mate.
Don't exist.
But yes, not organised.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith down the road at number 9, far right, just because they happen to be a bit concerned about illegal migration, or they might vote for reform. These are not people from the far right, and they certainly...
Anybody who votes for reform or supports reform in any way is very far right. We live in a right-wing country with a right-wing government, a conservative right-wing government. Reform is far right of that. That's just a fact based on the political definitions of those meanings. So this guy just can't be honest about who he is. He wants to support reform, but he can't just be honest that that's a far right ideology and position. Just be real. What you saying? The sound's gone again, Chris. My sound, or I've just paused the video, but I can see my sound moving. So
aren't far right groups that gives anyone any concern. This is nothing but a myth created by the far left and dangerously and willingly perpetuated by the media. And there's another concern for us all. We've seen...
God, I love stopping everything every 5 seconds, don't I? Created by the far left, and he said far left in my comments again. There's no such thing as far left. Define far left, because we can define far right. It's you, and I can define why that is politically based on what those ideologies of left and right mean. Yeah, we can sit down, look at the definitions and do that. You can't do that with far left, because left-wing ideology in politics, and don't get me wrong, I hate left and right. I don't want to even identify as either of them. I don't care, do you know what I'm saying? Because it gets misused. But there is no left-wing in mainstream politics pretty much at all. Like maybe when Corbyn was around, cool. Not now. There isn't in America. They call the Democrat Party in America left-wing. They're far right of centre. Far right of centre, not far right, but they're way right of centre. So, and compared to anything we have here, they're more right wing. So these guys don't follow the actual definitions. They just kind of use them as buzzwords. And even him now saying that's not who I am, he's just manipulating the narrative. There is far left power, come on, the woke media, for example. There is no woke media, Paul closed. There's no such thing as woke media. The media is right wing. Like even The Guardian is a right wing paper. So it's nonsense. You guys just don't understand that there are articles being made about equality to trigger you. That's that's a right wing action, because they're doing it to wind up the racists. Or like the transphobes, or do all these trans articles. It's just done to wind you up, to get that kind of people riled up again from a right wing position. There's nothing going on that's actually really pushing anything left. Like there's nothing that doesn't exist. John Coombs said bingo on the sound. I don't know what you guys are saying, man. Let me know if there's something wrong with the sound, man. Said your opinion is wrong, but that's okay. It's not my opinion. That's the difference, Paul, yeah? And this is not Paul fault. This is Paul closed, unless he's popped up with a different account. This is the difference. I'm telling a fucking factual definition of left and right wing. Like, this is a fact. These are words with meanings. It's a fact. I'm not giving you an opinion. What I'm saying is 100% factually correct. You're saying an opinion that's wrong. That's not accurate to what it actually means. No, there isn't left. No, Chris Hayes, there isn't left. There isn't any. There's no mainstream left media. Yeah, there's no mainstream left. Of course, there's left media, but there's no mainstream left media or left media in power. The entire media is run by like the same people. It's all right wing. Disney productions, what? Because they have women and black people in films. Like, are you ridiculous? That's the most pathetic, fragile, small man syndrome issue. One day I'm going to do some episodes on that. Any person who complains about a Disney film is just an idiot. Like, literally, you hate yourself. For you to be that bothered that you've seen a Disney film, got a woman in it, and now you're having a tantrum, literally, you hate yourself. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're the guy doing the video, and I don't really think that pool closed. But I don't know if I've missed your comments. I'm trying to go back up, yeah? You haven't told me what you were saying about the tattoo. I'm glad for the interaction, though, but I am getting distracted from the video. But, yeah, let me know what you're saying about the tattoo, because I want to show you what it is.
How the BBC, for an example, are more than prepared. They're happy to throw around the far-right label like cheap.
Yes, they throw around the label. They are still a right-wing organisation. Anyone who doesn't think the BBC is right-wing is an idiot.
Confetti to suit their anti-British agenda. Look, I think we can all agree that the time has unquestionably come for our lawmakers to make things unmistakably clear for all of us. Just what can we say these days? What are we allowed to think and say? Just how far can our opposition go to, say, certain religions and political ideologies without us breaking the law and getting ourselves into trouble? I'd like to know myself. But I have to say, I have a horrible feeling about all this, and I think there's a rather sinister inevitability about the whole thing. I think Michael Gove's new definition of extremism will probably just end up meaning that we can actually say even less than we can already, and the extremists of this world will get away with saying even more. We'll have to wait and see.
This is what it is. This is white privilege gone mental. That's what is with these people, right? The tiniest bit of pushback, because the media have to appear to be like kind of like level. The BBC tries to, say that it legally has to be impartial and all of that kind of BS, but obviously it leans to the right wing in the end of it. And obviously, even when it presents the left wing stuff, like I've said, it's like done in a way to still make the right win in the end of it. But because these guys are so used to having all control, even just seeing a tiny little thing like that makes them have a heart attack and go, oh, so he's going, oh my God, they're gonna let all of the Muslim extremists get away with everything and they're just going to target us. What he's saying is, I want to be able to get away with my extremism and not be challenged. And when they get away with something, I feel victimized. It's just this white victimhood mentality, which is funny because the rest of the time they go around saying, oh, stop talking about racism, stop playing victim. Mimi Loving Life said people more upset about black people in Disney than the child sex groomings. Shake my head. Yeah, 100%. 100%. And you know what I've realised, Mimi? I've realised most of these people, especially the ones that talk about grooming gangs like this guy, they're always talking about child grooming somewhere where it's not really the main people doing it. Especially if you're going to start getting into films. Oh my God, these films are doing it. It's like you're actually trying to distract us. You're trying to distract us from the real wickedness. I think a lot of them are agents who are actually sent there to help all of that. But you know what I'm going to do quickly? Just quickly, I am going to put a picture on the screen over here about this. I screenshotted this today at random. So it's mad that someone's brought up this Disney stuff. And it's mad that what did you just say, Chris Hayes? You just said Box office speaks for itself. What are you on about? So you didn't mention the box office, right? But correct me if I'm wrong, Chris says. What you're trying to say is that all these go woke, go broke. Because I know that's the narrative they push all the time, right? Go woke, go broke. They're saying all of these woke films are failing, yeah? I saw a comment today. It was a brilliant breakdown of that. So let's put that on the screen. Here we go. I don't know who this is. I just screenshotted this because I was like, do you know what? Can I take myself off the screen? I don't even have a setup to take myself off the screen. That's very annoying. I know I can do it another way though, actually. One second. I don't want to read that properly. Alright, boom. Yeah, Mimi said, yeah, exactly. People talk about grooming gangs talk about the grooming gangs in number 10. Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Look, this is a breakdown of what happens with these films that are coming out and why they aren't doing well. Movie with female lead comes out. Movie is derided as girl power movie by groups online. This was a reaction to someone saying, something about girl power movies. That's why it's specified around that. But it goes for any of these films. Campaign is set up to minimize the turnout. So these campaigns are actually being made by misogynists, racists. You guys are making online campaigns to stop people watching a film, to make a film fail before it comes out. Company releasing movie responds to backlash by cutting the marketing budget, changing release date and shortening cinema release to generate and benefit from a low turnout. Far-right groups celebrate low turnout and vindication of their ideology and means of keeping them relevant in mainstream. Company uses turnout as excuse to underpay people contracted in franchise and generally lower budget on related works, thus lowering overall quality of movie output. Facts. People watch movie on streaming and realize it was actually pretty good. Like that's just happened with Miss Marvel, and like most of these films we realize they're good later on. No studio invests in more quality movies with female leads because they anticipate grassroots marketing will limit success. And that's kind of what's going on when you deep it. That's the extremism. Like it's like stupid, like on a low. You think it's some low level thing, and it is, but they're actually these groups are going online to target Disney and target anything that has women at the front of it or black people at the front of it, and it's actually having a real life impact on those films being made and those films being successful. It's actually quite wild. You know what I'm saying? And they want to sit there and say, "Oh, Disney are being so woke and controlling everything." No, you guys are controlling everything, and you're having a fit and forcing your privilege on everything. Anyway, we'll keep it moving from that. I want to probably do one more video from Paul though, because that was interesting, and then we'll move on. Then we'll move on to another story. Alright, let me just get him back on the screen. Go back on his channel. So that was just an assumption. You could see in that he was just fighting for his arguing for his right to be a right wing, to be far right and not be challenged, not be called an extremist. Here is it. Britain found a new hero, Lee Anderson, and this is a guy who just was a Tory MP, yeah, who's now either been sacked or something like that, and now he's gone to reform. So he's celebrating a Tory going more right wing, yeah. So yes, you're far right. Of course, you're far right. Police ignore terror supporters. How long is this video? I don't want to do one that's super long. London demo police, shocking moment, police assist eviction. And the cost. Let's just go with that video because I want this double standards thing does look interesting. I know it's a bit long. Charlie Veach. Who's Charlie Veach? Johnny Combs?
Get it right. I was in London yesterday, in central London, not far from the Palestinian protest. I was actually in London on a bit of separate business. And I have to be honest, look, if you're going to report on this stuff and you're going to be taken seriously by everyone, you've got to be balanced, you've got to be fair, right? You've got to tell it as it is. There's no point in exaggerating a story to try and prove your
Well, let's see if he really does that.
The opposite can be proven, right? Now, I have to say that the Palestinian protesters, the pro-Palestinian protesters that I saw personally yesterday in and around the Victoria area were very peaceful. They didn't seem to be looking to cause any trouble. Most of them were like blue-haired university students, many were obviously of Middle Eastern origin, but I didn't see what I would say were any obvious troublemakers. Certainly not that would require the amount of police presence, which was absolutely huge. I did a quick video when I came home last night from London. If you missed that, just check up. You'll see what I was saying. I mean, there was hundreds and hundreds of police officers around from all over the UK, costing the taxpayers millions of pounds. And I couldn't quite make out what for. And then we had, when I got home, when I got back late in the evening, I saw the following video, which I'm sure you've now all seen and has really shocked everyone. But there's a double-sided tale to this video, and I'll tell you what it is after we've had a quick look.
Right, before we just get into this, I just want to acknowledge, so he's trying to, I thought, let me see if he does really try and be double-sided, right? I mean, like, balanced, if he, like, be balanced to both sides. He's acknowledging that Palestinian protest is very peaceful. I've been to the Palestinian protests. They're always very peaceful. Nothing like that goes on in any kind of unpeaceful way that it isn't caused by something where that seems like the necessary response. So yeah, it is mad that they're being policed so heavily. You see him getting into, sorry, I haven't been following the text on the screen. You see him getting into a scuffle with nearby demonstrators while holding the banner. Chris Hayes said, wow, lots of stupid assumptions made about the film thing there. Don't worry about the bad CGI and poorly written characters. Well, if you want to talk about CGI and poorly written characters, then don't mention the word woke, because you're exposing yourself as a bigot when you do that. Yeah, if you want to talk about issues with films, talk about issues with films. Don't talk about women and black people being the lead of them or the story being too woke for you. Because guess what? Comic stories were always woke. Marvel has been a woke platform and storytelling since its inception. Always. So, absolutely not. And I've seen, I'm going to do an episode of that one day because I've seen these right wingers recently. They're clutching at straws so desperately to dispute that. It's wild. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you didn't say woke, but you talked about it being in a context of equality. Yeah, we're talking about you talked about it being left wing. So whatever, you're saying the same thing, innit? Like, cool, respect. I want to say respect that you didn't say the word woke, because obviously I often address and call people out for using that term. So let me not say that you've said that. Yeah, let me acknowledge that and pull up on that. I don't mind acknowledging when I'm wrong, but you're still feeding into that side of that conversation about how there's left-wing agendas in Disney films, which that's actually, guess what? Good. There's equality agendas in films that we're pushing to young people and to the world. Great, amazing, good. We need to fix the world. Like, why wouldn't there be? I can't quite tell what's going on here. Onlookers could be heard criticising the apparent double standard of the police treatment. CV, the posh boy, he went from far left to very right wing. Axe mate. Oh, he's Axe mate. Yeah, we're gonna have to look into him then. We'll have to do something. Got another comment. Charlie V went on national news and lied about what he saw with the Ian Tomlinson situation where dude died after police pushed him over. It's mad. Most don't realise that part of his origin story. We're gonna have to look in on him. We've got a lot to cover today, but I'm gonna have to look in on him on another episode. So this is he's trying to say here. We'll hear what he says about it after. Yeah, but look, already saying compared to the softer approach taken towards the pro-Palestine protesters, you already just said the pro-Palestine protesters were peaceful. This guy was coming there to. You've literally come to a protest to start troubles. You're holding up a sign to counter their protest. You're trying to stop their protest. So you've come there for conflict. Of course, you get treated differently. Sorry, I missed a
Now,
few
it might
things I was
surprise a
going to
lot of
say.
you that I'm actually going to say, and bear with me on this, because a lot of people are going to disagree to begin with, but I think you'll agree at the end. I have to say that I think the police were right to go in and extract this individual from that crowd. Why were they right to do that? Because they're there to stop
Respect to him for that.
the peace. And this guy's presence in the thick of a lot of people who say they don't support Hamas, but then when pushed, i.e. with a provocative placard that calls
No.
then their true colours.
You can't make that connection. That's false. That's false and it's dishonest. You've told me he's there to. You just said in this video that he's there to breach the peace. They don't have to agree or have to be triggered by the message specifically. They could even be angry that he's trying to attribute Hamas to their peaceful protest. That's not, you can't push that thing together, yeah? Respect to him though, respect to him for acknowledging that the guy should be extracted, you know what I'm saying? But you can't make a connection with that and say that they're supporting Hamas because they have an issue with the person who's come there to taunt them. That's not on.
Are revealed. So the police were right to go in and extract him. They were wrong to arrest him, which proved later to be the point when they released him without any charge. But I can see why the police went in and extracted this guy for his own safety, because it was proven, wasn't it?
For his safety.
It was proven that despite the claims that these protesters are all innocent people just wanting peace, that they're not terrorist supporters, they're not terrorists themselves, they're not there to support a prescribed terrorist organisation here in the UK. When push come to shove, we see their true colours. They were going to attack.
Funny wording though, innit? When push comes to shove. So someone turned up and pushed me, so I shoved them. Yeah, like that person came there to cause trouble. He was the instigator. And
this man, they were going to assault him. And it's those people.
You don't know they were going to assault him.
It's the guys that you'll see in the pictures.
You don't know he wasn't going to assault them. He was the instigator.
And shouting, shame on you. Shame on you for what? Shame on you for calling out a prescribed, recognised terrorist organisation here in the UK. Where were the police to arrest these individuals? Instead of just extracting safely the gentleman carrying the placard, they had to manhandle him, bundle him to the floor aggressively, a dozen officers or so treating him like he was the potential terrorist suspect, when the terrorist sympathisers were right in front of their very eyes, and once again they ignored them and allowed them to get away with their bile.
Because that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Dishonest.
Utter hatred for everything that Britain stands for. Once again, they was allowed to get away with it. James Cleverly, the Home Secretary, said they
didn't do anything.
The Mayor of London.
There was no crime. There was no crime that happened. There was no, like, he's chatting rubbish. And the whole summary is just rubbish. I'm going to let it play a little bit more and then I'm probably going to cut and move because I'm done with this guy now, man.
You are responsible for the nation losing every single ounce of trust, belief and respect that we have in our police services right up and down the country. This has to stop, please. This has to stop. This two-tiered, terrorist sympathising policing system that is around, that's how it seems. It seems that they sympathise with these people. The other week, I said that they've worked their way into being almost a protected species. And this video just proves the goddamn point. They are a protected species. Even when...
This guy, man. Literally, a person came to a protest to cause disruption and was removed by the police. He's literally here arguing for the right for people to go and disturb protests, to disturb peaceful protests. That's what he's arguing for. He's arguing for his right to go and be an instigator, to be an extremist, as we've seen when he brings up them stupid words earlier on.
When they're shouting illegal things, assaulting a guy that is against a prescribed terrorist organisation in the UK, the police will protect them. They have been protecting them. They are protecting them. They continue.
No. Because if he went and did that, if he went and had that protest elsewhere without going to actually target peaceful protesters for Palestine, then it wouldn't be an issue, would there?
This isn't a question of two-tier policing. This is a factual evidence, a statement on video of two-tiered policing here in the United Kingdom, and it has to stop. How much longer are the ordinary British public, people like myself who are fair-minded, tolerant, we want to see the war end in the Middle East ourselves. We don't want children of any nationality, of any race, of any religion being hurt.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
It's almost like the police are becoming our enemy. They're not here to police without fear or without faith.
This guy can just shut up, to be honest, man. Shut up. Fool. After I acknowledged calling him a moron and an idiot and saying that was wrong, I'm calling him a fool. My apologies. Respect. Whatever. No respect for what you're saying, though, because it's absolute nonsense. Alright, we're going to cut and move. We got another important thing to cover. Two more things. Tommy Robinson, I haven't seen this story properly, but it ties into him, and I did actually see it start on his channel, so I should have looked there, but I've just pulled up a different video, because Tommy Robinson's been arrested at anti-Semitism protest in central London, so I just want to see what that's about, and we're going to get onto Bassman after. Let me just check my call after Tommy Robinson.
The organisers of this march, the campaign against anti-Semitism, had made it clear at the outset that they did...
One sec, I can see that that's mad quiet. How has Sky News got the quietest YouTube channel? What's that all about? Get your stuff together, guys. Alright, but SJW Live, you're tuned in. Like, subscribe, comment. I know you know what I mean, provocative and winding people up, but it is a conversation. Say your piece. I do get involved in the comments and all of that. Tommy Robinson's been arrested. I actually have no idea what it's over, so I'm going to just react to this live and we'll see what's going on.
The organisers of this march, the campaign against anti-Semitism, had made it clear at the outset that they didn't want Tommy Robinson here. This is the controversial far-right activist.
And that's a very interesting point from the start. So the organisers have already said they don't want him there. And what I've noticed Tommy Robinson and these guys latching onto this anti-Semitism stuff is because they hate Islam. So with this war that's going on and all of that, they're trying to just, side up to certain positions just so that they can push their narrative because they want to attack Islam and attack Muslims. But, the people who are actually fighting for anti-Semitism don't like them and don't want them in. And in different circumstances, they would hate them too. Because let's not forget, these people are racist. They don't like Jews. They don't like Jews at all.
And he had been asked by the police to move along. A dispersal order was issued under the Public Order Act. Now, when he refused, he was then arrested. So that was Tommy Robinson out of the picture. But let me tell you about what's happening here now. Now, according to the organisers, according to Gideon Porter, the chief...
To be fair, I can't quite tell why he's been arrested so far. Because he was asked not to be there, I guess. I'm not sure.
Here now, according to the organisers, Robinson out of the picture, but the Public Order Act. Now, when he refused, he was then arrested. So that was Tommy Robinson out of the picture. But let me tell you about what's happening here now. Now, according to the organisers, according to Gideon Falter, the chief executive of the campaign against anti-Semitism. 105,000 people is the number that they say are here at this protest at a time when he says anti-Semitism has really increased. He said by over 1,000%. And actually the organisation behind this march have released some research today which says that 7 out of 10 British Jewish people are hiding any evidence of being Jews when they go out, and that close to half have actually considered leaving the UK since October the 7th. And today they are saying that this is about bringing Jews from across the UK, but also people of all faiths and no faith at all, together to make their voices heard about this hatred against Jews since October the 7th. And actually we've already heard today from the Immigration Minister, Robert Jenrick, who was very strong. He just talked about the moral decay that has caused this anti-Semitism and that people need to stand together. So plenty of people still to come here on the stage right outside the Houses of Parliament.
Alright, cool. I'm not against anything they're saying there. And the points they're making about anti-Semitism. The story wasn't much about Tommy Robinson being arrested though, which is what I was trying to get to. We have established an interesting point that they didn't want him there. I've got a couple other videos here about... Well, I've got one other video here, why the arrest should horrify you. But this is obviously going to be from a proper right-winger. So let's see his opinion on why he was arrested. And maybe we can get to the bottom of it a bit more somewhere.
Hello again, honky tonks. Now, earlier this evening, not too long ago, I learnt that Tommy Robinson has been arrested yet again. The circumstances are unclear. All we know is, and this is through a video posted on social media on his account on X, he's somewhere in London walking with his daughter on her birthday, and then all of a sudden the police swoop in, arrest him, cart him off.
Hold up though, because that's not this. It's not the same incident, right? So maybe I've got up an old video when I put that other one before. The anti-Semitism protest. I mean, this guy gets arrested all the time. I did. Shame on me. That was a video from 3 months ago, right? So he got arrested at that thing 3 months ago. It just came up on the side, I think, when I was looking at the other one. So I just clicked on it. I thought it was connected. Let me see if I can get a better current news story on. We've got a Mayor 2C TV video about it. It's 37 minutes long. We're not doing the 2C TV version. Do we have? Yeah, you know what? When I searched arrested, that's what came up. That one the 3-month-old one. That's why I ended up sharing that. Because there is no story about Tommy Robinson being arrested today, other than from right-wing media channels. Interesting. Maybe they're just trying to spin a story. Because, actually, one sec. Let me just Google on that off of YouTube. And see if we can get a story up from that. So I'm on a different thing now, so I'm not showing it on the screen, but he was actually charged for attending that anti-Semitism rally. That's the same thing that's come up again. So he was arrested, yeah, and charged because he'd been requested not to attend. Pretty much, it looks like pretty simple as that. It is what it is, isn't it? If you're asked not to attend somewhere, it can be like harassment, all sorts of things. Yeah, this whole thing here about this story doesn't seem verifiable. I can't see even a news article about it.
And he has been placed on remand. They've remanded him
He's in jail.
And
he's in jail without a news
by a
article.
judge in London on Monday. That's all we know. The circumstances are unclear. People are trying to find out left, right and centre, but it's proving fruitless. Now, I think this is going to be bad news for Tommy Robinson, because he is a man the establishment have been trying to silence for years. They've arrested him countless times. He's been incarcerated. And if you read his book, Silenced, the account in there is quite something. He was scared for his life. And I can imagine, I was a prison officer for 11 years, and I know what goes on in these establishments. In some of them, you do have a certain ideology that runs things.
I found something in the background. I'm searching in the background while this plays for like a news story on it to see if it's even legit. I found something saying that Tommy Robinson has a ban on being at protests in general. So I guess that's what that previous arrest was over.
Unfortunately, and the authorities are powerless to do something about them. And the prison system is another branch of the justice system, in my opinion, that needs reforming root and stem. It really does. It's corrupt, like every other law enforcement branch in this country. Now, the last time Tommy Robinson was arrested, it was for having an offensive breakfast. 20 or 30 cops swooped in on him. They sprayed him and carted him off. He wasn't remanded that time, but he was warned not to go back into London. He was banned from London, and I think that ban ends either in a few days or a few weeks. So he's not far away from that ban.
So he's banned from London, but he was there
because he was in London. Because he's meant to liaison with a police officer who either gives him permission or says no. I think he's been denied every time.
This is crazy, man. Hey,
now the authorities have him, and they can do what they want.
Listen, anyone in the chat, yeah, go on Google, please, and just try and Google if anyone can see anything about this story other than this video and the 2CTV video. Because I thought, okay, let me go with the Sky News video, because this would be the official story, and then I'd get into these lots of things. But it's like there is no official story. So they're saying he's in jail without it even being reported in the news. But they're meant to try and silence this guy and like all of this kind of stuff and be onto him, but they're not even reporting it. It sounds weird, like he's not even, I'm saying, or we're really on this story early, and we're about to find out he's in jail in the next day or two.
I believe they want this man silenced forever. They want him gone. And the reason being, Tommy Robinson does what the mainstream media doesn't: reports the truth. Now, regardless of what you think of Tommy Robinson, his past, etc.
Neither of them report the truth. Both of them are right wing. Both they're more pro Tommy Robinson than they're not. They report about him all the time because actually it's all, it's underhanded agendas to support right wing ideology. Get this guy out of here, man. The guy ain't got nothing to say. I wasn't gonna go with the 2CTV one, right? Because that's this was 2 days ago.
TV with some.
I wasn't gonna bother with this because it's 37 minutes long. We're just not gonna watch all of it, right? We're gonna watch some of it. Correct, not political. Said, are you stoned? I don't know why you would ask that, my friend, but I'm not. And I did a reaction to one of your videos last week, and we've got it up. I'm sober, correct, not political. Haven't smoked weed, or I haven't smoked weed in maybe 20 years. Haven't drank alcohol for around 9 years. Teetotal, mate. Green tea, water, in the gym, meditation. So you might need to work on doing some of that yourself with your homophobic videos I saw on your channel and your abuse. You were going in giving people abuse in bookshops and all that kind of stuff. Nasty piece of work you are. Let's have a look though. But yeah, like I said, correct, not political. Go and Google this for me, correct, not political. Go and Google if Tommy Robinson's been arrested with his daughter, because I can't see any evidence of it.
Breaking news over the last few minutes. We have heard that Tommy Robinson has been arrested by the police in the United Kingdom while he was out celebrating his daughter's birthday and with her friends as well. Over the next 2 minutes, we are still trying to find out even more information about it, but of course we'll report what we know so far in this video and get your reaction. In case, obviously, if anybody else is hearing anything else, let me know. But so far, I've been in touch with Tommy Robinson's team to find out any other information before I give you anything else that I know. First things first. This was what I
was going to say. I saw something on Reddit with an actual video, so maybe it's actually got a video of it happening. If there's an actual video, that might give us some context at least. Tommy has allowed me to temporary access to his ex account. I can confirm Tommy has been arrested while out with his daughter and her friends celebrating her birthday. He has been remanded and will hopefully appear for a judge. So he said it himself from his own account. Okay, interesting.
Initially posted before we got the message.
Let's see what the video is saying.
Tommy has allowed me. There's someone who took his phone. Tommy has allowed me temporarily to access his ex account on Twitter. I can confirm that Tommy has been arrested while out with his daughter and her friends celebrating his daughter's birthday. He has been remanded and will hopefully appear Tommy's team. Of course, first from Tommy's team.
I'll ring you there.
Just
Sorry.
swing about.
Go on. Say something. Tell I haven't caused any problems. You can see that, yeah. I've got 12 kids. It's their birthday today. It's their birthday today.
And say goodbye to the kids if you're going to take it. Say that again, sorry.
The bus is right there. Let him say goodbye.
Let him go and say goodbye to the
He needs to say bye here, and then he needs to say bye.
Right. So that's
see how peaceful they are with Tommy Robinson. So what did we see a minute ago, where they were complaining about this guy, double standards of how the police is handling someone at a protest. But Tommy Robinson, they're completely peaceful with him. They're basically his mates.
That's the video we got, and he was telling the police.
Correct, not political. Do you think the gay man should be allowed to sell children books that explain how to use? I've already responded to you on the video, man. You know what I'm saying? I already responded on the video. It's not a children's book. And I think, there's a conversation to be had where you have some points that I would probably agree on. But I think your agenda is dishonest, and I think you went in a shop and was abusive to someone. I think there's a fair point in that it was questionable that he didn't have a clear answer to what age he would sell it to, and he should know that. But I'd have to know more about the actual book and stuff like that to actually make a judgment on what's really going on. But I do think you were very abusive, and I think you should have been removed from the shop. But other than that, yeah. And we've got Kwedamawi Essien has responded to Correct Not Political and said, email the company's head office and state your complaint. Simple as that. Yeah, simple as that. I'm not saying don't make your complaint. I'm saying, but I am saying that I think you don't make that complaint to straight books that have sexual content. I know you don't. No, you're just targeting, and you kept shouting your LGBTQ at the man, which he didn't declare to you. So that's complete homophobic abuse, like nothing short of homophobic harassment of a regular retail worker. It was crazy. It was actually wild.
You guys can confirm that I'm not causing trouble, right? There were a lot of discussions, of course, that this has to get confirmed. I'm just waiting to hear from Tommy's team more information about where this occurred. Because, of course, if this was in London, then we would know the situation because of his bail condition. But we don't know. There have been a lot of people speculating in terms of the police officer and his uniform. A lot of people said Tommy might have gone to Crystal Palace to watch the Luton game, but all we know is that video is that he was out with his daughter and her friends celebrating, and he just got the police to confirm that he's not actually causing any trouble. Over the last few months, Tommy Robinson has become the headline for many people, and not just in terms of the police and courts and judges, but also the corporate media. The mainstream media, backed by the corporates, have obviously banned him from being interviewed, including GB News. Calvin Robinson posted this, obviously, and we confirmed it on 2CTV a while back, that the banned interview. GB News management said that we will not interview Tommy Robinson at any cost. So
that is interesting because GB News and him, you think they're the line and all of that, innit? But maybe they need a scapegoat to kind of deflect from them. But guess what? Again, like I said with Katie Hopkins, it's capitalism. It's up to a corporate entity to whether they will interview someone for their business. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
GB News.
I'm not gonna keep. I'm gonna skip through this. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. It's like 37 minutes long. But
they're the home of free speech. Before the march even started, that was the moment that the new wave of cancellation started, including, for example, GB News banning him, refusing to interview him, let alone Sky News or BBC News or anybody else for that matter.
I guess we missed a bit where he's probably referring to the other arrest we were talking about there. Yeah, again though, just stop crying about cancelling. It's not cancelling. To not choose to interview a person is not cancelling. I'm not getting interviewed by GB News. I've been invited, funnily enough, I've been invited to go on GB News before, and I didn't go. Well, I almost did. I can't remember what it was about now. They asked me to go on there and talk about drill music or something. But yeah, it's not cancelling. It's not cancelling to not put a person on the news. Like otherwise, some next random Tommy from down the pub could be there going, "Oh my God, they're not letting me on GB News. They're cancelling me." No, we just don't want you on there, mate. Everyone gets to choose.
And since then, he also was given a very strict bail condition, which is a little bit OTT because his daughter's birthday, and during the video, he actually gets the police to confirm, "Can you confirm I'm not causing any trouble?" And they say, "Yeah, that's not the point." We'll get more information on that. Let's go to the video.
I'll ring you, yeah?
Just
Sorry.
swing about.
So, go on. Right, say something.
Well, we've seen this.
Because we are just waiting to get more info and updates from Tommy Robinson's team and a statement, hopefully, to find out exactly what else. Jen says, "Can someone please confirm, is this a previous arrest? Surely not today." This is literally from today. The video is from 2 hours ago. That was only posted.
I don't think this guy should have made a 37-minute video about this because he seems like he's got no information. And Tommy's actually his mate, apparently, right? He's gone back to that comment. Let's just go through, see any interesting comments. Why we change to suit them if we go to a Muslim country, says the Scot man. I want Saudi Arabia to become Scotland. Never happened. Yeah, well, that's not happening here either. You know what I'm saying? Like, England is not... It's a multicultural country, but that's because of colonialism and a number of factors, right? And the Commonwealth. Immigration has made this country great. Just a load of nonsense comments, right? So this is just, I guess, I don't know if this was a live of his or what.
We will be exposing the Metropolitan Police right here on 2CT tomorrow, when I gather all the information around, all the evidence that I now have been getting over the last couple of hours. But obviously, I got busy with this video now. But I'm putting everything together. We will be exposing the Met again tomorrow, because we did it again earlier and yesterday. But about what happened today, we have evidence. I'll be showing you the videos and everything else and the statement. And apparently I'm the baddie. Next thing, we're going to get a phone call again from the Met because I offended someone. For those who know, obviously, a couple of weeks back, they came for me because I'm offensive. Guess what? I don't care about your feelings.
I bet they didn't. These guys just love making a narrative, man. All right, let's just check if he's got any other videos on this, because he said he's going to show some evidence in a further video. This is like 37 minutes of him repeating the same video and saying nothing. So we got a story. Tommy Robinson's bang up. He's remanded, but we don't know why. No, 2C, we don't want to see your intro video. Let's just see if he posted anything else. Ooh, 3 hours ago. Look at this. We are hot on the heels. He wins in court after police arrest. Let's just see if there was anything else uploaded first. So let's just see. Oh gosh, we really are catching this one early. Where was the first one? That was 5 days ago. So it was it alive, that one? I can't even see it. Yeah, Tommy Robinson arrested. Police Islamic bias exposed. This was the same thing we just saw the other day. Even though really I just pointed out that it was exposed how nice they are to Tommy Robinson. And let's just check this out, right?
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and hello to all the freedom fighters from Britannia and all over the world, and especially to all the left-wing trolls and Islamists waiting in the live chat. We have some good news for you guys.
We only got right-wing ones on this side.
A couple of days ago, when he was arrested, when he was out celebrating his daughter's birthday with her friends. Let's get on with the show. Okay, now, 2 days ago, on Saturday, we heard that the police decided to arrest Tommy Robinson again. And my guess was right. It was something to do with his bail condition. In case you don't know, a few months ago, when Tommy was having breakfast in London, he was arrested. I know it's a little bit out of context, but he was attending a pro-Jewish rally. And not necessarily even as a supporter, of course he supports it, but as a journalist to report it. But some of the organisers, they're the more liberal-minded, illiberal-minded organisers, told the police beforehand, if Tommy gets close, even though he was already a supporter, we don't want him there. And the power that they had over the police was absolutely fascinating, by the way. Anyway, they took him away. They used about 20-30 police officers to drag him away. He didn't do anything wrong. Then the judge
didn't drag him away
to put a bail condition on his bail, obviously, that said that you are banned from going to these sort of protests for a while. Okay, even though he didn't do anything wrong, but that is at least proportionate. But they added something else, which meant you were also banned from coming to Greater London, M25, the whole circle. In case you don't know about London, it's the whole of London basically, parts of Essex and Surrey and Kent and everywhere. It was very much not proportionate, as you guys know. And, but I had the feelings.
That is a big, just to be real, obviously that is a big bail condition. Like usually they put it down to an area or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, so to their credit, that is a bit of a wild one. But maybe it's because they're saying that you can't go to a protest, but, you know, they'd be worried he might just turn up and be, oh, well, I'm just over here doing this. I'm just over that. Oh, he'll have an excuse to why he's nearby or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And they just wanted to like prevent any kind of chance of him trying to attend them kind of things.
Something like this was going to happen. It was his their daughter's birthday, and he's going to explain this video, by the way, because obviously we had Tommy explaining what happened afterwards when he came out to the court, which I'm going to show you in a second. And he had a feeling something was going to happen, but he still said he's a free Englishman, and just because the rule said something doesn't mean the rule is right. And actually, I agree with that. We currently have a situation where the state uses powers to shut down certain people, and they would just say, well, we're just using the rule of law. Really? If you just make up things as you go, it's not really the rule of law, and it's not really proportionate. Anyway, let's go to the moment when Tommy Robinson came out of the Croydon Magistrates Court this morning, and he explained exactly what happened. And of course, he dealt with a good judge that essentially said, yeah, it's not really a big problem. You can leave now, basically. Let's go.
How are we doing? Good to be out. What do you think of the verdict there?
Well, it shows that the judge doesn't agree with the fact that me taking my daughter out for her birthday should be against my bail conditions. My bail conditions are not to enter the M25. I don't know what that's got to do with the crime I didn't commit. I got attacked by the police. My rights so far have been taken away for 5 months. Yeah. So some people would be saying, well, why did you go to Crystal Palace? Yeah. For me, I've missed my daughter's birthdays, I've missed their Christmases, I've landed on holiday in Mexico and been taken from them and put in a detention centre. So when I asked my daughter what she wants to do for her birthday, I am Luton Town mad. My 12-year-old's Luton Town mad, yeah? My youngest. Out of all of them, it's her that's Luton mad. So I said, what do you want to do? She said she wants to go to Crystal Palace. And we went to TGI Fridays, we went in a party bus. My friend gave us a party bus for the day with her friends. We had a beautiful day. Luton scored in the 96th minute, which was the equaliser. So even though I got detained and I was expecting, then I didn't expect to get out. So some people would say it was stupid, but remember, at the minute, PC Shah is who I have to ask permission for, who refused permission for everything so far, yeah? He's refused permission for family days out for me. So I went to London, I saw the football with my daughter on her birthday. Yes, I've been arrested, but remember, I'm also making a documentary showing this. The judge obviously didn't agree because I'd be in jail right now, yeah? The only problem is that these bail conditions are not, so Judge DC...
Listen, I'll summarise this in a minute properly. I'm not crazy against everything you're saying, but they don't put people in jail for that a lot of the time. They rarely put people in jail for that. So don't make out some oh look, I'm so right and justified. You know what I'm saying? Like, you break a bail condition, they usually just I'm saying, have that little word and let you go on your way.
Snow, District Judge Snow, who's the one who condemned Julian Assange as well, DJ Snow has held my case in front of him that it can't go to anyone else. But when you breach bail, you go before the nearest court, yeah? So it's got, if this would have gone before DJ Snow, I'll be in jail, yeah? 100%, I'll be in jail. And some people say, why would you even risk that? Why would I even risk that? Again, I'm a free man and this is a free country, supposedly, yeah? I've done nothing wrong. The whole country knows I've done nothing wrong. I should not have a barrier where I can and can't access, because it's insane. And the fact that no politicians and the fact that no journalists are even speaking up against this, again, is insane. I did nearly go to jail. I'm very grateful that I had my team at Carson K, who were alerted straight away, who were ready with my KC, who come. And you heard what he said at the start. I wasn't going to be releasing you. I wasn't going to be releasing you. But the point of the matter of the fact is, the bail conditions are meant to be to prevent me committing further offences to do with what I was arrested for, which was having a breakfast, yeah? So what has me taken my... How has the government... Not the government, how has one police...
No, you're not arrested for having a breakfast, mate. You're not arrested for having a breakfast. You're arrested for breaking a bail condition. It's a law. It's the law of this country. You lot like to take all this pride in like being Britain and telling people to follow the laws and values, but you don't want to follow them yourselves. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not completely against him. Like, I might do something like that for my daughter's birthday. Like, I might. But I'm not going to come on the internet and cry that I'm being hard done by some left-wing police system, because that's just you're having a laugh, mate. You're having a complete laugh.
Officer, a Muslim police officer, got the power to decide if I can take my daughter out for her birthday or not. How is that even happening? So again, for me,
that's how it works.
I believe I'm free. I believe in freedom of speech. I believe in freedom of movement. I believe in freedom of the press. So yeah, I did go to London, and I am free again. But the question is, for how long?
Yes.
I can't bother to see this guy talk about it. Let me just have a little look through if there's anything actual interesting on there. No, nothing interesting. This guy's a clown. That's a mad story. Well, it's a quite boring story, to be honest. He got arrested and to let him go. They loved him. It just shows how much these guys love to create this story about how hard done by they are and how the media's after them and all of this kind of stuff. The media didn't even report on it, which is interesting, because it's one level where he could kind of lean to, they're shutting him out, but then it's like they're not even trying to make him a villain anymore. They didn't care. That's not even like I've looked everywhere. It's not. I can't see it in the news. So it's just these right-wing YouTubers that are reporting it. I guess I'm going to edit this and make a video on that. I'll probably be the only other alternative reporting of this, but it's not that interesting a story. Do you know what I mean? He just got arrested for breaching bail conditions. I don't understand the full context of the original arrest. You know, I'm glad I did a reaction to the first arrest in the first video, because yeah, cool. You can see they're just coming arresting him for something, just for attending a place, and if there is any kind of truth to that, him feeling that he's being targeted by a specific judge, I'm not saying those things don't happen. They do. You know what I'm saying? They happen to like left-wing people all the time. They happen to black people all the time. So because it's happening to one white guy who has caused loads and loads of problems in this country, like literally he's been violent himself, he's got away with loads, yeah? So if they're enemy of him, like, don't get me wrong, no support for police at all. No police anyway. I don't support police really. Definitely not police corruption. But if one guy is getting a tiny fraction of, like one white guy is getting a tiny fraction of the corruption that black people face all the time, that Muslims face all the time, then I'm not here to cry about it. Get over it. You know what I'm saying? As you would love to say to someone else. Alright, so that's done. I have got one other Tommy thing that I just got up because it just came up. Actually, there's two other Tommy things. I'm not going to do that one. Let me just X that one. There's one by Young Spray. On a Young Spray, because, you know, and this will show me some balance as well. Because this one says Young Spray, Tommy Robinson would have a problem. It's Young Spray on another podcast talking about Tommy Robinson in some way. And Young Spray and Tommy Robinson get on. He has him on his podcast. I've never watched that episode because I've got an issue with it. I had an issue with him platforming it, yeah. But Young Spray is my guy. Like, that's, like, I fuck with him. Do you know what I'm saying? He's been on my radio show a couple of times. He shouted me out in his own podcasts, his own episodes. He shouted me out before he had his thing. Like, he shouted out Mud Family, the group I'm from, as an influence to him before he came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mess with him heavy, yeah. But I don't like his relationship with Tommy Robinson, but I get it, because actually, like, where I'm from, like in the hood, certain areas, like, I'm used to a circumstance where it's like black people and non-white people and racist white people living in the same estate, and actually day to day they do interact with each other and get on, and they will have a pint down the pub and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see that around me growing up. It's normal, like, and I can interact with them people. You know what I'm saying? I could in the real world. It was a bit different for me because of how I am culturally as a white person. Them kind of people just really didn't like me, innit? So it was a bit different. But comment, Kodamawi Asin Nova, do you think you're shadow banned as you have 5k subs but only 8 watching and a real low view count on your videos? I've been looking at that. Maybe, but I got a lot of those. I've got 2,000 of those subscribers since I've started doing this again. So it's like the videos and the shorts especially are getting subscribers. But I've also realized I've looked at channels similar to mine, right? I'm not gonna say their names, like kind of, you know, like analyze their content too much or their numbers, but I've looked at channels similar to mine, like with 10k subscribers, and their numbers on their videos are the same and even lower sometimes. I've realized subscriber count and views and interaction are not connected. They're literally not connected. Like, the subscriber number is I saw something breaking down what's the important numbers in YouTube, and they say the subscriber count is the least important number, because people subscribe. It doesn't mean they will even push your video to those people, right? I get people coming to watch this video who are not subscribed to me because YouTube still pushes it to them based on the algorithm that they think that's going to interest them, right? So a lot of my videos that do okay are the ones pushed to 2CTV followers, pushed to Tommy Robinson followers, and that's why I get 300 racist comments and all of that. But it's cool, it's all part of my plan. I kind of want that engagement from them, do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. And with the lives, like, I do better numbers on the videos, on certain of the videos that I upload later from the live than I do on the live. But it's kind of just how I'm doing it, because I'm not really watching the numbers on the live. I get a few people who are regulars that interact with me. It helps with the content. And then I chop it up, and the videos I upload later is kind of more important. But yeah, maybe though, maybe shadow banned. Like, it may be a case. Ask people to click all notifications so they know when stuff comes up. Yeah. Good point on that. Because that's what it is. When you subscribe, if you don't click all notifications, then you still don't get shown it, right? And then, like, that Paul Thorpe guy that I reacted to at the beginning, right? I unsubscribed to him. Like, I was subscribed, I'm unsubscribed, but YouTube still pushes his videos to me because it knows I want to watch them. Like, or it thinks I want to watch them, innit? So it kind of pushes. Yeah, it's not really connected, but yeah. Like the comment says, click on or do you have to click all notifications so you know when stuff's going up and interact with them videos. Yeah, but I'm not really watching it. I'm not watching it too much. I'm not watching the numbers crazy like that. Some videos do 200 and some do 2,000 and some do 3,000. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I've got a few videos on there with like 70,000 and whatever from the past. But YouTube numbers are down across the board, like all channels. Like there's even the big music videos. They're saying now videos that did 1 million are now doing 250,000 and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I've been watching videos on this recently. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really watching that. We did 80k views in the first month. I feel like that's going to balance out now at around 50, maybe between 40, 50k that we'll be doing. At the pace we're going now, we'll be doing 40k views a month. So even though you're seeing small views on some videos, still overall I'm doing like 40k a month, which is not bad. It's not bad, you know what I'm saying? I'd like to get that up to 100k plus, which I'm sure will happen kind of naturally, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I've talked about it for too long. Young Spray, Tommy Robinson would have a problem. You've got a white cameraman. Big up Nuff Props, who said big up in the chat. And after this, we're getting on to Bassman. Yeah, after this, we're going to get on the Bassman conversation. Nuff Props said, have you seen the Katie Hopkins and Tommy interview? I may have. Is it a new interview, though, or is that an old interview? There's a number of big videos. I always try and do videos that are around 10 minutes so that I can make these segments, right? But at some point, I'm going to have to do episodes where I just sit and do long interviews. Like, I'll just do episodes where it's just one interview, because like the Young Spray and Tommy Robinson interview, I've never watched it, so I should just do a whole episode and watch that, really. But it's probably like 3 hours long.
Is there anything you want to kind of put out there before we wrap up?
Tune into RTM podcast show.
Of course.
Every
Realer
week.
than most. I knew that. I knew that. I knew
I
that.
can't believe you didn't know that. But anyway,
I knew that.
Boom.
I knew that.
Sundays
all
at
this time I was playing, man.
Sundays at 2 p.m. every week. Every Sunday 2 p.m.
Is that a pressure to be time stamped? Oh, we're definitely dropping every Sunday at 2. Do you know what I mean? The edits, so everything's got to be.
Do you know what it is?
Meticulous.
After a while, you're used to it, innit?
Yeah.
Type of thing. So you know your deadline.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
You know your deadlines. You know this needs to be in by that day. That needs to be in by that day.
But let's say a guest falls through or something, then you've always got backup plan contingencies.
Yeah.
And you will roll regardless. I love that attitude, you know. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And it's like it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen,
we
it's not
keep
a problem.
it moving.
Yeah, it's not a problem because you could just, cancel. If anything, can do it another day
There you
with
go.
someone else.
Right, every Sunday at 2.
Every Sunday at 2.
I want to. Oh, sorry. Anything else? Music is maybe it's not.
It might take a minute to get to the bit I want to see on this about Tommy, but I just realised I got a comment. I've got to work out to make sure I see the comments from Twitch, but I got a comment from Chris Faye saying, "Are you a feminist?" Yes, I am a feminist. Of course, I'm a feminist. Any good person is a feminist. I just see the word feminist as normal good person.
Really on the cards right now.
I'll put out something this year probably. Follow me on Instagram at young_spray_official. On Twitter at young_spray. I go mad on Twitter sometimes.
That is it.
Are you on Twitter?
I am, but I can't keep up with everything,
See,
man. The
it's a lot,
Snapchat,
it's a lot,
TikTok,
it's a lot.
fucking. I just.
The podcast page at RTM Podcast Show on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to forward this, but I guess let him shout out his thing, innit? Follow him, man.
No, but he seems to know.
Follow
what
Young
he's
Spray,
doing, bro.
man.
I trust him. And do you know what it is?
My favourite
He's part of the
podcaster
show, bro.
in
It's like,
UK
just
rap.
because he's standing there, that don't mean, you understand what I'm saying?
I'll be honest with you.
And you've got to have that in your life.
Tommy Robinson will have a big problem with what's going on right now.
Oh, wait, pull up, here we go.
Runs everything.
No.
Podcast on TikTok, you got TikTok.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm quite fortunate because this gentleman runs TikTok.
Runs everything.
No, but he seems to know what he's doing, bro. And I trust him. And do you know what it is? He's part of the show, bro. It's like, just because he's standing there, that don't mean, you understand what I'm saying?
I'll be honest with you.
And you've got to have that in your life.
Tommy Robinson will have a big problem with what's going on right now.
Where is he, brother? Oh, you had him on your show, innit?
You got a white boy cameraman.
Nah, brother.
You get what I'm saying?
But you had Tommy Robinson, didn't you?
Quickly, quickly.
Nah.
Threw him off there, innit?
You didn't throw me off, brother.
You know that?
Man had
Threw him
Tommy
off there,
Robinson on.
Yeah.
That's mental, bro. How did that go? I need to watch that.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But I want to know from your experience. It's different from watching it. From what did you gain from it? What was your experience?
Trust me, it's not different.
Because was you not? I don't know. Was you angry? Is it like hard for you to hold your anger when you're talking to someone and take that guy out?
Comment because you haven't watched it.
Yeah, but I want to know your feelings. Surely
No,
there
but I'm
was
saying what you're thinking is not how it went.
Okay, fair
Clearly.
enough. All right.
You know what I'm saying? There
And
was
that's
no
why I
anger,
didn't
you
want to
know what I'm
watch
saying?
it.
It has to be like that type of thing.
When you do podcast, do you ever get really angry? Or have you learned to control it? No, I'm just...
Are you feeling my
I'm
anger?
absolutely fine, brother.
No, but I'm not
Trust me.
angry, am I?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
that's
not.
what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
no,
not.
no, no.
If anything...
I'm just saying in general.
No, but I'll just say, if anything, if I'm seeming a bit abrupt or whatever, it's because, I don't know, maybe my mood. Like you get what I'm trying to say? Sometimes the day, I might have been, you get what I'm saying? But it's just, yeah.
But it's yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because now it's a professional level. Remember?
Of course.
It don't seem like they talk about Tommy no more, so I'll leave that be. You're just making a joke that Tommy wouldn't be happy that he's got a white guy as the cameraman working for him, and he'll hate that white guy, innit? Yeah. I've got one other video here that I just pulled out. It's a video. We're going to do this just before we get into Bassman. We're going to do one more video. This is not Tommy Robinson. This is Gets. And Gets has a new album out that's doing really great things at the moment. I had to listen to it in the car the other day. It's a dope album. So shout out to Gets. I need to do some more music content. So like I said, I'm going to do a music show soon. And we're going to get to the music stuff. And we'll do a whole UK Legends feature on Gets. Because we're not just going to do the old. We're going to start with the old UK hip hop. We work our way all the way up and do all of it. But this just says Gets on standing up for women, street politics and pioneer recognition. Because it says standing up for women, obviously, because I talk about that a lot. I want to see other people in the music scene and culture and see when they do that and what they say. So let's just see what it's saying.
He is one of the UK's most influential rappers. This is a taste of some of the more laid-back tracks Gets is making now. With a career spanning 20 years, he is maturing, you could say, like a fine wine. A teenager when grime first became a thing. Now he's a veteran of the music industry and producing some of his most critically acclaimed work. Off the back of his last album earning a prestigious Mercury nomination, he returns with an equally sharp new offering called On Purpose with Purpose, which touches on everything from geopolitics to parenting.
For people that won't have heard those lines, just tell us the...
Jonas Safety talks about suicide and abortion laws.
I know this lady, she got postnatal depression. She don't want to hold her baby. In all honesty, I heard the beat and the first two lines just came to my head almost instantly. I slept on those two lines and I thought, oh, this sounds like a massive concept, one that deserves research.
I already know what I'm up against.
Racism is another subject he tackles on the track Double Standards.
I was talking to a pal of mine. He asked me why they're helping Ukraine and not Palestine, and I replied, brown skins. We were so whitewashed.
There you go.
There's not too much to ask for. That's what I believe.
And do you think colour does come into that as well then?
I think everything plays a part within these things, the rich, poor, you know, and so on. Not just race. Peace ain't too much to ask for. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a powerful statement within itself.
While his work is imbued with social commentary, British politics today isn't an area he's willing to weigh into, previously signing a petition endorsing Jeremy Corbyn as Labour leader back in the day.
Would you do that again, or did you feel like you came to kind of wish that you hadn't put your name on that?
I like Jeremy Corbyn as an individual, you know what I'm saying? I believe he's a genuine
Go
person.
Keir Starmer, would you endorse Labour again?
Hell no.
Only because it
Hell no.
the person then, does it?
I just think, I don't know, I believe if we can find a genuine person that can make other people do the right thing, then that's a great starting place.
Would you vote?
At this point, right now?
Yeah.
It's like voting for a lesser evil, I suppose.
Leaving politics aside, there is a lot that Gets wants to get off his chest. A prolific songwriter who doesn't stop. A trailblazer of the genre, getting the recognition he richly deserves. Katie Spencer, Sky News.
Yo, big up on that, man. Big up Gets. I'm glad I watched that. It didn't really have him mentioning standing up for women, but he's quoting just the lyrics about abortion laws, I guess. I'm going to go and look up what song that is and maybe do a reaction to that next week because that sounds interesting. I have heard the album and I did notice those lyrics and the anti-racism, and I noticed it was quite political in parts, and I really liked that about it. But that was really interesting to watch, just to see what he said about Corbyn and still saying that I like Corbyn, but nah, not Keir Starmer, and that's exactly how I feel. So on a random, I'm really glad that I responded to that, reacted to that. I haven't been getting into politics on this, but obviously we're going to have an election soon. There was actually a video of Keir Starmer the other day being asked what working class means, and he couldn't answer it. So we got to start doing some political content real soon as well. So I had, like Terra Slim says, this is the show that writes itself. So I end up having to respond to something based on what the reactions of the last show was. But there's so much more I need to get in. I think very soon we've got to get onto some politics. But right now, so let's get onto this Bassman situation. I don't know if my people are still in the chat who was putting me onto this. We'll see if they pop up and that, or they might not want to say nothing. But I don't know too much about this. I don't know too much about the brother other than the name. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from the drum and bass scene. But his accusations been made of abuse by a young woman at the time, against MC Bassman, who's a legendary drum and bass MC, and apparently a load of other kind of accusations have come out. And I haven't been able to find much. I haven't really found this reported anywhere legit or mainstream either, right? I've just found some threads on Reddit with some screenshots. Yeah, shout out Mimi. She said I'm here for it. So I've just found some threads on Reddit with screenshots. And yo, Mimi, if there's anything specific that I should react to or whatever, I've got that video that you sent me the other day. I'm going to do that at the end because of the white supremacy stuff it says on it. I don't feel like it's the main point, but I'm going to do that at the end. First, I'm just going to go through the screenshots I've got. Shout out to Distant Planet TV saying good evening. I want to say something as well, right? Because I call out a lot of things. Obviously, people look at me as someone who calls things out, right? That doesn't mean I jump on every accusation and go, oh my God, this person does that, cancel culture, blah, 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 right? Sometimes people will even come to me and go, oh, do you know this person, da, 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 or even individuals will come to me and go, this person done this to me. And I'm all for giving them a platform to tell that story if they want, but I'm not always the first person to come out and break that. And now I'm in a conflict with that person. I'm the person coming at them. I will speak on what is out there, right? I'm speaking on what is out there and what is being said. And one of my main focuses, and I think this is one thing people miss, is I'm focused on looking at how people react to things, because I know that's a fact. So Bassman has had all these accusations against him, and we need to highlight them, and we need to say these things are wrong 100% if they happened, and there's evidence looking, very much like they did. But one of my biggest issues is looking at the comments that come out and go, oh yeah, but what if this, and all the comments that come out defending. So a lot of the time, that's my issue. So I'm dealing with these people on YouTube who are openly saying racist stuff. I'm not here going, I'm exposing this person who did this and that. No, I've seen it right there. It's right there. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so like I said, I'm going to get into this from a point of, just pulling up what I've been able to find about it online. So let's, to respond to what Mimi said. Distant Planet said Bassman is a wrong un. Have you heard some of his lyrics? Mimi said you can look into Sly as well in the same crew, done for our charge. I saw in some of these comments, I looked at this very briefly, very quickly, so I haven't gone into depth, right? But I saw in some of these Reddit comments those things highlighted. So I'm just going to read out some comments, right? Firstly, this was the best screenshot I found of the original account that made a report about him. That was actually the second one. So let's just pull this up. It says, I was groomed and abused against my will by MC Bassman almost 5 years ago at the age of 20. So have many other women. I write this with tears in my eyes at the fear of being judged by something that has impacted me in ways I cannot explain. And then what I had up, I was forced to learn how to make and then given crack to silence me. I myself and many other young girls were taken to a hotel where a man who worked on the desk knew exactly what was happening to us. I have seen many other young women speak out online about this and had their posts deleted. That's the first bit that I was able to find, right? I'm going to close. Oh, no. I'm going to keep that tab open because I want to come look at the comments. But this was a bigger one, and I don't feel like I can't read it very well because those two screenshots were part of this, right? I'm just gonna. I can't make out the words on the screen, but I can't make it out and stay by this microphone at the same time for one. So I'm gonna have it on the screen so that hopefully people can read it just for a minute if anyone wants to pause it and read it. But this is more detail about what she's explaining, and those two screenshots came from there somewhere in the mix, right? I'll come back to this one now. So this is what's being said. 20 years old, 5 years ago. So someone in the chat tell me, how old is he now? So how old was he 5 years ago? If she's 20 years old. And you know, we're gonna definitely get them comments going, oh my god, well, it's completely legal. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see. I've got a comment here saying, dude has never been perceived as moral, upstanding member of society. D&B scene, gang-related mic chat in the 90s onwards, and links to Brum gangs. Not saying that automatically makes you a groomer, obviously, agreed. But this adds to his already dubious persona. Not a good look and shitty for the girls to deal with. Grooming and manipulative. Effrey is some subhuman-ish. Sadly, there's a lot of ego. Yep. Loads of girls, other girls speaking up against him, turning up at parties with 15-year-old girls, etc. 15, yeah? Again, I'm just reading out the comments, yeah? I'm just reading out the comments, but that's what people are saying, do you know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen, like, the other accusations directly. I tried to find as much as I could. Like I said in the chat, if Mimi or anyone is able to, let me just check my inbox is open. Yeah, if anyone's able to link me anything else specific, let me know in the chat. Let me know you've sent me an inbox if you send me anything. 1 second. He's getting booked less and less, and it is lately, from what I've seen living across the pond. Him and Trigger had a falling out a bit ago. Not sure if they marked up, but they don't seem to be booked together often. Distant Planet said, I think he's over 60. Another comment, not sure. Defo hitting 60 because he was out in the 80s. So even if we said he was 60 now, he would have been 55 then 5 years ago with a 20-year-old at 55. All right, mate. Making them cook crack. Yeah, don't come to me with no, oh, it's legal. Well, it's definitely not legal to cook crack, is it? Someone said, well, I wanted to read that comment. Don't think going rate for a rave is going to be 1,000 much longer for him. He's been getting booked less and less. I saw a comment saying standard crackhead behaviour or something. What have I done with that comment? Did I just hide it or something? Did I click on it and hide it by mistake? Alright, we'll go to the other one anyway. How do I get out of that? So, alright. Getting bored of some of the dribbles. So someone got banned in this. I noticed it. It's been a long-term policy of mine not to ban people, but we're likely too big to avoid absolute cretins infesting the lower layers these days. I'm happy to ignore the odd rant, but okay, I don't know why that is. I don't have any context for that. Let's see what happens, but things look bad. He should go to jail if there is evidence of this terrible behaviour. Which is true, but this is the problem. Like, a lot of the time these people be like, oh, he should go to jail, and if not, then we should leave it alone. And it's like, well, most men don't go to jail for this stuff. They don't. So speaking about it might be all we can do. Do you know what I'm saying? Trigger ended SDC because he wasn't serious enough, and bang on the crack. DJ Sly was a predator to Ish MC anyway. Hope he gets what he deserves. Heard about Bassman being weird around younger women over the past few years, considering he was good pals with SDC with DJ Sly. This isn't a surprising news. And then we've got a Mixed Mag article here about that R charge. So we know that's official. That's what I saw earlier. Bassman's also a known crackhead and has admitted to being on the pipe himself multiple times. Quite gutted, to be honest. To be fair, did a lot for the jungle scene, even if his lyrics were repetitive and a bit jarring. He's turned off his comments on Instagram. We're going to get to his Instagram posts in a minute. I just wanted to get some of these comments. Always used to see young girls head off with DJs and MCs back in the day at jump up nights. This doesn't surprise me. Just listen to the lyrics. The guy ran with the Burger Boy crew from Bram. If anyone ever thought he was anything other than a gangster and a crackhead who did what he wanted, then they're not sure what you thought was happening. Crack corner, like, a lot of stuff about him being on crack. Distant Planet TV said there has been accusations against Trigger too. Interesting. So I haven't seen any of that. Disgusting, talentless, subhuman. So to be fair, and I gave a lot of of a pre beginning to this, to say my main thing is to address the comments a lot of the time, and there isn't really many comments here backing him, is there? Like, most people are here going, nah, he's a wrong un. So it's like, usually in these cases you get a lot of comments coming out like defending. And don't get me wrong, we're going to get to his Instagram post in a minute, because when I first saw this, I went to look at his Instagram post and it had 3,000 likes, so he is getting support. Someone put up an account saying that he kidnapped her. Trigger, I guess you're talking about there. Wild, man. Mimi said, I was getting moved to by 50, I guess you're saying 50-year-olds, when I was about 18. He also got dropped from the scene from the same offences. Mimi's my friend in real life, by the way, and she's proper drum and bass head, so she knows this world. Look at this though, absolutely wild story, especially the crack part. Okay, now fair enough. Wait a minute, I was about to attack that person and say, why is the crack part? But I guess he means making her cook crack, and that is wild, yeah. Glad she's speaking out about it. He deserves to go down. This guy, he's not going to go down, do you know what I mean? But never liked Bassman as an artist. There were some comments I saw about his lyrics. Oh my God, someone put MC... I don't say that word on here because YouTube blocks you, but that rhymes with his name. Oh my God, look at that comment in the bottom left. MC R Man. MC Grape Man, as they say on YouTube. I don't like saying that either. Oh, Mimi's saying MC50. So I don't know who MC50 is. I guess that's related. Distant Planet said, I'm not really in the main G&B scene, but aware of some of the madness that goes on. Yeah, it's not my world, innit? It's not my world, but obviously... me being from the hip hop scene, I do cross paths with some people, innit? Like I know some of them know me, and I've been in certain events. But Mimi will tell you it's not my cup of tea. She used to try to get me to come to them events. I might have on a 1-2 odd occasion. Yeah. All right. Well, there's that. This is a difficult one to cover. It is a really difficult one to cover because there's not a lot out here to go on. But here's his response. All right, we're going to read this out. In light of recent allegations made against me, I am compelled to respond. Can I first start by saying I have never groomed or abused any woman at all. Any woman I have engaged with has been of legal age. Legal age? She didn't say she wasn't of legal age, mate. We just said it was disgusting if you was in your 50s and she's 20. So let's not use that one. And has always been consensual. I do not know why there has... I do not know why these has made these allegations against me via social media. However, I can confirm that the authorities have no record of any allegations or offences at all being logged against me. These allegations are and only are alleged rumours. being spread via social media and have no truth or validity at all. 1 second, it's like a flashing outside my window. I might have to go and check in a minute, but I think it's just my neighbour. No validity at all. Alright, cool. I'll get to the next part. Secondly, I can firmly state that I have never slept with this female who has made these allegations against me, nor has she been groomed or drugged by myself. I will not partake in telling stories or slanging matches over social media. There are always two sides to a coin, and all I will say is that this woman is no victim. I'm going to come back to that. Those deeply involved in the scene already know, and the truth will be told. This I took issue with. I commented something about this on someone's post. This woman is no victim. That's a very problematic thing to say. Because you're trying to paint a picture of her now that she's not been victimized in any way, like she's somehow a bad person, or she somehow can't have been victimized because it's her fault. It's built into a lot of the generic deflection and turning onto the victim. I've seen that said countless times. When a woman has made an accusation, they'll be like, she's no victim because this and this. And he's not going into the because this and this, right? He's avoiding that, but he's making the same narrative. So I'm not impressed with his response one bit, if I'm being honest. And I find it very problematic. And I want to wave my red flag. Oh my God, I don't have my red flag. It's upstairs. Because I was filming something else and I had it upstairs. That's a big mistake. That's the first episode I didn't have my red flag. And he said I won't get into slanging matches, but he's saying she's no victim and people know. Well, I know it's just fans or whatever, but all the comments seem saying that everybody knows he's a wrong'un. So if people in the scene know this or know something about her or whatever, it doesn't seem so, innit? And what else? In addition to this, I would like to take the opportunity to admit I am and have been dealing with a drug addiction. And this is what they always do, right? They'll admit to something to try and get people on their side, try and make them seem honest. The drug part in this makes it easy for him to do that. They often do it with the drug part. Oh yeah, I do have a drug addiction, so I've been in a bad place within myself for some time and can see that I have an arduous journey to recovery ahead of me. However, I know it is a journey I must make to myself. Again, I have dedicated my whole life to this scene. Every week spent has been building a legacy I am proud of, and I am working hard to get back to being the best version of me. Now, like I said, that doesn't matter. That you've got a drug addiction. Why are you choosing this moment to start focusing on that? It's not actually even relevant. Yeah, it's not relevant. So it's very, very, it's telling. Yeah, it tells guilt to me, if I'm being honest. Actually, I'm not going to come off that screen yet. Let me get back here, because let's look at any comments on this one. Echoing the other thread as they appeared here. Crackhead, dodgy rumours for many years, was good mates with convicted R-charged DJ Slayer, misogynistic lyrics, big I am attitude. Yeah, the guy is dodgy as F and comes across as a prick. I try to avoid swearing so much, but then it gets hard. It wouldn't surprise me if he was a bit grapey, but unless there's concrete proof, then he's innocent until proven guilty, and trial by social media is wrong on so many levels. Well, I don't really think trial by social media means anything. I don't think it works. I don't think, if he's cancelled for this because of all of this social media stuff, it will just be because, again, capitalism, people decide that booking him, it doesn't make any sense. But he's an old man. This only ever happens and it impacts their career when their career's over. So it's not really like he's got much left to give anyway. But yeah, again, even the person who's kind of coming with that guilty until innocent until proven guilty thing is saying he's probably guilty. Seems bizarre to deny the accusation and vaguely apologise for something else in the same post. Spot on. Is the drum and bass scene more more open to these, like, they're more screwed on to these issues? Because these lot in the comments are actually kind of spot on. If this was a rap, like a UK rap thing, it might be problematic. Comment, Distant Planet, some main DJ from that scene same day put something up like F trial by social media, which I think was related. Yeah, I think I've got that comment here. I can't remember who it is, but I've got another thing up there. So we're going to get to that. And that's why I say I address these responders, innit? With that kind of weird statement, he's sending himself straight to the gate. I don't know, that sounds like if it's one of his bars or something. My whole Instagram was full of people from the scene and responding with stories of their own about people he's abused, some really dark-ish too. Still none the wiser. This woman is no victim. Look, someone else has highlighted this. Innocent or not, you're a CUNT for even saying this makes your whole apology worthless. Facts. I'm glad there's people like screwed onto this. I'm impressed with the drum and bass scene. Mimi, you lot are alright, man. I can confirm that I did not sleep with hyper-specific nor grooms subjective standard. This person, by the way, I'm a drug addict. Guys, I don't know ish, but this statement does not work for me. Yeah, it doesn't work, man. Why does every single one of these turn into, well, actually, I am the victim here? Okay, at least let's get one defending him. Nobody should form a hard stance or opinion without evidence. There is no evidence and you believe something blindly, you're being lied to by someone else. If there's evidence, it will come out. Let's open that up just for our interest. Where do you think the evidence of crime committed 5 years ago in some issue Birmingham hotel is? Loads of crime get solved, blah, blah, blah. Psychos in these comments. I guess they're probably, maybe there's negative comments further down, but the good ones, I'm sure there's no chance a drug-addled brain wouldn't have intentionally or accidentally abused women or those around him. F Bassman, everyone knows what he's like. And then we've got a problematic comment here that I can't scroll down far enough to see. Oh no, I can, because I can have a few more comments. Why do people go to social media to say they were SA'd? If it's true, I'd go to police first. If you are quick to jump on social media to say you were SA'd, but not quick to go to police, and I call BS. Would I call BS on you, my friend? Because guess what? 98%, more than 98% of reports of our charges to the police don't get prosecuted, don't go to court, because the police literally don't prosecute them. The CPS don't prosecute them. So if we're living in a circumstance where these crimes are not pursued when reported, then we can never ever use that narrative. Using that narrative automatically, to me, makes you our supporter. The dude clearly doesn't know what grooming is. Dutty Bassman has a whole new meaning now. I know a girl he smoked crack with when she was 17, probably about 15 years ago, so he's been a crackhead for a while. Yeah, it's just all there, man. The D&B scene is quite divided, to be fair. There's a good side of it, but jump up D&B scenes where this sort of thing exists. Let's move on to I think this is what you're talking about, Jumping Jack Frost. My years of life and experience has taught me trial by law is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Trial by social media seems assumed guilty, perhaps even if proven innocent. Let's establish the facts before judgment in any situation is the best thing always. And I think it was Terra that said this to me the other day. It's like, if this is true, right, that everybody knows what he's like, and it seems so, because so many people are commenting, like, everyone knows he's like that, like it's common knowledge. Then anyone leaving a comment like this means they're doing so knowing he's guilty. Like, you know he's guilty, but you still wrote that. That's suspect. You know what I'm saying? That's real suspect. Mimi said, that was my point with bringing it up. It's become normalized, our culture. Love the music, but I'm so blessed I'm out of it. Yeah, it's not these kind of scenes that I like this, man. It's just, yeah, it's difficult, man. But yeah, like I feel like, let's see how the comments go in response to him. In late 2020, stories came out about Eric Murillo assaulting females. US D&B DJ Empress claimed to have been a victim of his actions in the 90s while she worked at the NYC record shop. Statelight. Frost was quick to defend her. What's the difference now? So he's saying another incident happened where Frost backed the survivor. Distant Planet said, actually another DJ said this as well. So there's two. I think Groove Rider. Wow, mad. Groove Rider's a huge DJ. Mimi said, yeah, they all know. And this person is saying the difference with this story and the other one is because the Murillo issue had been going on for decades, went all the way back to the 90s, and most importantly, Frost Empress are good friends. So he was friends with the victim, the survivor. I know both personally and for decades. I think a situation like this, it was your close female friend, you would trust her implicitly, you'd make an exception for trial by law. Yeah, but so if it's your friend, you do that, but maybe Bassman's your friend this time, so you're doing the opposite. People are they're very fickle in it, and they're very fake. And this seems like this has also been going on for decades, and seems everybody knows. So there is no difference. You're kind of proving the point. People are allowed to change their stance on things. Here we go. It's the bar. So yeah, dropping bars like "touch a little girl and she's starting to cry" is perfectly normal MC behavior after all. So that's actually one of his bars. Touch a little girl and she's starting to cry. Wow. It's not proof of doing that. Do you know what it's proof of? It's proof you're a nonce. You have a bar saying touch a little girl and she starts to cry, you're a nonce. I don't care about whether it connects to this accusation or not. You've got nonce bars. Why you got nonce bars, old man? That's it. Done and dusted. Someone said something about lyrics in the thing, but yeah, if you any other lyrics you know that are suspect of his while I'm talking about this, put them in the comment, because as a general rule of thumb, and Mimi or anyone who can point me to a video where he says that lyric, if I could find how to play that lyric right now, I would love to. But if you were so concerned, why you never complained about that lyric in all the 20-odd years? Yeah, cool. That's cool. I get that. But we're complaining about it now. So what? There's loads of lyrics that I heard years ago that I haven't complained about too, and I get it, but we can still do it now. That doesn't stop us being able to do it. It doesn't stop the point. Yeah? So, Distant Planet TV said, so the trial by social media comments, the counter argument is that if the charges are not taken seriously by the police, it's good that these things are coming out and being discussed. Yeah, 100%. 100%, because it's just, yeah, if it's not, if there is no trial by police, then we'll have a little trial by social media. Let's be honest, like, he's going to get on with his life. Do you know what I mean? Like, his bookings might dry up, but they're going to dry up anyway. So he's not going to be cancelled in the real world. Nobody really gets cancelled for these things. And that's my belief of it. The cancel culture doesn't really exist that much. And then for a singular allegation, for sure, but when there's 7-8 women accusing someone, we know they're guilty. It's not like some huge celebrity people are trying to extort for cash or scandal. Yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying, it's not like some rich guy who's a crackhead. And if they're saying there's 7-8, obviously I've only seen a screenshot of the one, but I can take people's word for this. And obviously people I know are in the comments telling me this, so, you know, I'm very confident this is... the guy's literally a crackhead. If that wasn't enough, the fact he preys on teenagers is more than enough to get him dragged over the landing. One comments here defending... Google MC Bassman lyrics and hit the first link. Alright, I'm going to try that in a minute, right? And it's saying he has had load of gigs cancelled. Yeah, cool. That's what happens. Like I say, man, capitalism, they don't want to book you no more because you're not going to sell tickets. End of. So what? Innocent until proven guilty is the system the courts use because they have power to put people in jail against their will for the rest of their life. Innocent until proven guilty still protects people from the power of the state and arbitrary decisions. We as regular folks who don't have the power of a court system or cops or access to cages to put people in are not held by innocent until proven guilty. Big facts. We can judge people however the hell we want, including the strength of multiple allegations. Yes, round of applause. Innocent until proven guilty isn't extended to women, and many women have had untrue rumours, smear campaigns and disrespectful behaviour resulting in ruined careers, and much worse, having their families threatened from men, even nicely rejecting them. This is a long comment that I don't know if I can read out in full. Wow. But I've got it on the screen, and people can pause that and read that. I agree with that 100%, just from what the opening point there. Is that women end up being the ones cancelled. It's often like people say, the right-wing people are cancelled. It's often really the left that get cancelled. They're saying men are cancelled for accusations. It's often really the women, like not just often, like vast majority of the time. It's like the women who made the accusation get cancelled. They get accused of lying. They get run down. Have their lives ruined and stuff. That's the real truth of it, and it's a sad state of affairs. I've got one more thing here, and this is another thing I just saw that said Bassman isn't the only big name exploiting women and girls. I just wanted to come here and say I know absolutely 100% for a fact that what he was accused of is true, but also that he is not the only well-known man in the DMB scene who takes advantage of women and girls. The DMB scene is absolutely filled with men abusing their power. These cretins need to be stopped by people refusing to work with them. We cannot carry on allowing people like them to get away with abusing, taking advantage of, harassing and assaulting women. I know of 2 big DJs over the age of 40 who have been involved with girls as young as 15. Wow. Moving on from that, there are so many more male DJ, MCs and producers using sexist and derogatory language towards women, especially women who are successful in the DMB scene. Interesting as hell. This thread should play out, but one, libel laws exist. If you're going to mention names, we need proof, else it gets in the bin. No hearsay. If these are actually your friends, you're better off convincing them to go to the police. Call them out by name, otherwise what's the point? Well, there is a point. There's a point to discuss that there's an issue and we can't say names, or otherwise people, do you know what I'm saying, it's difficult to say names. That's something to highlight. Yeah, and maybe in time things will come more clear. A few months back there was a pretty damning thread here about Goldie too, not necessarily underage, but SA being swept under the rug because he's too big to cancel. It was hard to believe at first. Oh, I'm mad. Alright, I'm gonna do one more thing. Is I'm gonna react to a video. I'm gonna close these tabs now because I mean it's the best I could do there was react to. I'll put this one small now. Was react to some comments and just see what people are saying, because I don't really know, like there wasn't any videos out there. It's just conversations on, like, say, trial by social media. I've not seen official news story. I'm gonna have a quick last minute Google and see if anything comes up as far as a news article. And there's a couple other videos that I've just found. But yeah, I'm not seeing any articles come up. So someone here clarifying my position. Who is this though? Tommy Birchie. Who's Tom Birchie? Let's just watch this little Tom Birchie thing quickly, just because before we do the other one, because the other one it goes a bit off. This one it goes a bit off track, but it is interesting.
Did a video earlier about Bassman, and I just want to clarify my position.
Well, it's not letting me do it because I'm not logged in. Get out of here, man.
Look, every single
I'm not
person
signing
in the scene was aware that Bassman had a problem. Did a video earlier about Bassman, and I just want to clarify my position.
Give me a
about what I
second.
think about the allegations surrounding him. Look, every single person
Give me 1 second.
in the scene was aware.
I'm just gonna try and log into this, but I don't even know if I know my login. Oh no, it let me do it without it. Alright, cool. I don't know who this is, but I saw a comment saying about him headlining this festival, so maybe this guy's promoter or some sort is in the scene or whatever. And now I bloody go and muted it while I was doing what I was doing.
Man, and I just want to clarify my position about what I think about the allegations surrounding him. Look, every single person in the scene was aware that Bassman had a problem with the pipe, and no one is surprised about that.
With the
Nobody is.
pipe.
And that's not what the allegations are about, really. And even Bassman himself, on his Facebook post, he came out and he said, look, I do have a problem, and it's very admirable that he has said that. However, there are serious allegations that have been said by some women, and that must be taken seriously, and it 100% must be considered and respected, and we must listen to them. However, social media is not a courtroom, and so when I see people commenting crazy stuff that has not been proven in court, it does make me worry. And then there's also people throwing other artists' name into the ring, and that's just not good. It's not good at all. Social media is not a courtroom where you can try and judge people just because you feel like it. It's not good to do that.
He's not making a good
God bless,
case.
Guys, God bless. With the Bassman thing, look, everyone knew what Bassman was like, to be fair, in the scene. And people may say the people that booked him enabled him and this and that and the other. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. However, right, I think he will still be booked. Rightly or wrongly, I think 3-4 months' time, he'll be back on bookings.
Might have a point.
God bless.
I might have a point. I don't know what he's. I couldn't tell what that guy's angle was. Couldn't tell if he's against it, for it. Couldn't tell. Bit dubious. And his thing said clarifying my position on MC Bassman, and I left it not quite knowing what his position. I'm just having a quick look at comments, but anyway, I want to go back to what I just had up. So this video is called on sexual exploitation in junglist music industry, MC Bassman, right? I don't know if I'm going to do this whole video, but this is someone in the scene, I take it. Let's see who they are. Counter narrative and you know, I talk a lot about, you know, whitewashing of black music cultural scenes, and that comes into, I don't know how it quite relates to the allegations, but it comes into what this guy is saying here. And just on a separate thing, I'm very interested in what he says as far as the DMB scene and how it relates to that kind of whitewashing conversation I have about hip hop. Just a comment from Mimi before I start that this whole courtroom stance is terrible. We all know most R cases don't even get to the police, let alone trial, due to evidence. And it's about time we started using social media to call these people, to cancel these people or call out these people. So yeah, I hear you. So yeah, it is ridiculous, isn't it? Like they don't, and it's not just like, let me just say, not just due to evidence. I mean, yeah, cool. It's hard to have evidence in like these cases, but sometimes they do have evidence, and it's still like it's not enough. They like want this extreme level of evidence, so they don't bother to try. You know what I'm saying? I think I can't remember the actual number off the top of my head, but it's like unless they have a certain percentage of surety that they think they'll win at trial based on the evidence, they don't send it to the CPS.
Movement brethren of mine informed me last night about a young woman in jungle drum and bass who has disclosed she has suffered sex.
Do you know what, yeah? I'm going to take that off the screen quickly because I don't know who that is in the picture. I don't know if that's the girl or the woman in question. And if it is, I think it's a bit irresponsible to put her picture out on the thing because I didn't see her picture and nothing else. I know like she's done it from her own account and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to put like a picture of nobody. So I'm just going to play the audio of this.
Sexual exploitation by MC Bassman. I've been catching up this morning and just reading her testimonial on Instagram, and it just, you know, it's just not surprising, although shocking, because the fact is, I'm a first wave junglist, drum and bass and garage MC. I picked up the mic in 96, 97. I'm still on the set. Very, very proud junglist. Really deeply, profoundly in my soul and being. I love this culture. I was modestly at the grassroots part of.
I'm going to put this back on the screen quickly. Someone has said it is her. When I edit this video, because obviously I'm going to edit this into a separate video about Bassman. I'm gonna block that picture out, but I'm just putting it back because it's got the text coming on the screen from the messages now.
Constructing this whole movement through the 90s into the new millennium.
It doesn't look like her picture comes back, so cool.
And, you know, junglist is the expression of the grassroots, rooted in Jamaican sound system culture, but fuses a whole array of genres. And we fuse this together through music and MC culture, pirate radio, the clubs, the parties, the bedrooms, the cars, you know, the festivals, carnival, everywhere. We bust out the sound, represent our culture. It's the voice of the voiceless, voice of the oppressed, towards joy, pleasure, imagination, unity. And, you know, it's a beautiful, great thing. But this whole people's revolutionary culture, which is the junglist movement, then kind of sees itself being in contention with and a relationship of relative corruption with the actually existing kind of order in which we live, which is capitalism, colonialism and white supremacy. And because it's a popular culture, capitalist interests will seek to exploit it, to make money out of it. And these two things are in direct contradiction with each other. The expression of the people's united voice towards unity, joy, self-expression and freedom, and then capitalist interests who are going to exploit that to make money out of it, who don't give a shit about the people at the grassroots. So when Medusa has disclosed what she has, it's no bloody surprise, because every day, you know, since I picked up the mic on the set, and before I picked up the mic, when I was in this general junglist movement and being a young person inspired by the music and the historic music of the time, soul, R&B, funk, jazz, acid jazz, rave, you know, hip hop, punk, rock, grunge, everything sonically, that our expression, that this stuff, the people's popular culture will be exploited. So every day since then, before I picked up the,
I am not sure the connection. I mean, I can make a general connection to everything saying 100% in that white supremacy and male supremacy, patriarchy ties in, and capitalism ties into a world where people abuse people 100%. Yeah. So you know, the first comment they say, I came here to find out about the accusations, and now I'm confused by all this stuff about white supremacy. But I think there's two things going on here that I think maybe though I should have, because this seems to have all the comments. I should have maybe just read this out without at the beginning, but too late now. I should have just muted him and read this out because it had the proper text on it.
Mike, I've always thought, what's going on? what's going on in terms of exploitation and oppression within our communities when we go to the club, when we're at the pirate station, when we meet up with friends. It's like this constant kind of element of misogyny and sexism and even racism and capitalism. Like if like, for example, if people are breaking out in fights in the jam, in the club, and MC Shabba-D has to stop the tunes and get security to deal with it, I always thought, why don't you speak on the mic about that and advocate that we shouldn't be fighting, advocating unity, like really getting that message across. And same with the exploitation and oppression of women and girls in our scene. It's like, why is no one like expressing that we should be through on the mic and through the tunes that we should be actually liberating?
I'm with him, don't get me wrong, I'm with him. But I always take a stance defending the music when it comes to hip hop, when like youths are doing drill music, rapping about their circumstances. So I'm not saying it has to be in the music fully, because I get the music has a certain energy, and is in a certain expression of angry emotions or whatever you feel you need to rap about and MC about. But I completely agree with him. Why, like, when we're looking at these things going on and we realise that so many people know about them and how normalised they are, why is the scene not speaking on it? Like, why are we not saying, no, this is not cool? Like, if there's a fight, we go, stop the fight. But if women are being abused, nobody really says nothing.
Oriented, and this is a resistance movement actually against oppression. Why aren't people speaking to this? And all at the same time, we know that any organization of men which is not accountable by the community will oppress and exploit. Any organization of men that's not accountable to the grassroots and the community will oppress and exploit. And it does through terror. People are intimidated. When people are ripped off financially as artists, and then women and girls are abused, it's the same frame that's not accountable of men, which is not accountable by the community, will that we should be actually liberation oriented, and this is a resistance movement actually against oppression. Why aren't people speaking to this? And all at the same time, we know that any organization of men which is not accountable by the community will oppress and exploit. Any organization of men that's not accountable to the grassroots and the community will oppress and exploit.
That's some deep.
And it does through terror. People are intimidated. When people are ripped off financially as artists, and then women and girls are abused, it's the same framework of oppression. It's the same bloody thing. It's colonialism, capitalism, white supremacy. That's what it is. When UK Apache went on the DJ Ron London Something podcast and talked and went proudly with his Free Palestine badge, DJ Ron didn't allow him to talk about the Palestinian issue, which he wore literally on his chest and his heart. It just wasn't allowed to be expressed. And then when the UK Apache said he got ripped off and he got treated like shit as an MC, it's kind of cut down by DJ Ron, because DJ Ron has a capitalist orientation, however much he understands, and he's a junglist pioneer himself. But
listen, I think my man's like, he's really spitting. He's really spitting, and I'm big him up. I do take a slight issue with the fact we're talking about a specific thing, like abuse against women, and like maybe they don't want it all deflected to all of this capitalism stuff. I agree, all of this comes from under capitalism, and maybe looking at that helps with solution. And when I talk about, you can go on my page, you can see videos, interview that the podcast I did with the Domino Effect, where I talked about how feminism helps men's rights movements more than men's rights movements do. Like, that is like the main thing I pointed out, was that all of these men's podcasts that are saying what's wrong with relationships and women in this day and age, they all just target women and blame women, when actually the problem is capitalism. That capitalism is the problem for all of these things. So I get it, but at the same time, I just don't know. I'm not sure what we should take away from the moment of women speaking. But no, generally, I'm with it.
Orientation is capitalistic, and therefore he cannot, in that framework, respect UK Apache, and indeed He lambasted UK Apache, patronized him, and humiliated him in the London Something podcast. You know, literally admonishing UK Apache like he admonishes his own children. He explicitly said that, right? What I'm trying to say here, it's just an ongoing problem, and we haven't really still got a movement within Junglist and Garage, etc., that is really bringing light to this fucking oppression. And it's frustrating because, you know, now I'm a dad. I mean, I happen to have only boys, but I have to raise my boys to say respect women and girls, that you have to, you know, you have to be a part of defending the people, defending the community, defending the grassroots, defending the junglist movement in that regards. And as an MC, listen, as an MC in junglist culture, it's difficult enough anyway. MC culture in junglist drum and bass is in deep ongoing crisis. It's all over the place. There's such a mass ignorance and disrespect in terms of MC culture in jungle, which is rooted in reggae dancehall MCing. That's what it's rooted in. I mean, you can have a diversity of chatting styles. You know, no one's against diversity of expression. We encourage that, but at the same time, this is a particular kind of cultural movement, as well as including and taking on board those diversities. It has a particular kind of aesthetic, it has a tradition, it has its roots, and that's generally not really being represented. And we lost Stevie Hyper D decades ago. We lost Skibber a couple of years ago. You know, we've lost. You know, we've lost Fats. We've lost a whole bunch of MCs who have gone to the ancestors. And can we say that the baton has been passed on to the younger generations in terms of how these leaders represented the sound and the lyrics? No, we can't say that. We can't say that. And even there's an element within junglist drum and bass where there's a kind of a racist ridiculization of that ragga dancehall based MC culture, which is, I'm sorry to say, it's just most expressed through the kind of
ridiculization. I don't know if I've ever heard that word before. You know, I'm googling that word. I like that
superficial sound of Jungle Cakes and DJ Decline, and also even Chase and Status's award-winning Badadan. You know, that's been widely questioned and critiqued by the junglist movement grassroots themselves to say, well, is this really what our traditions represent? Anyway, it's important that discussion happens around that. What I'm trying to say with MC culture, we're in enough crisis as it is, you know. You know, big up Ragga Twins, big up Navigator, big up Shabba still on the set. You know, big up some of the original wave who are still representing that MC culture in a relatively healthy way. But we don't, you know, the fact that Bassman is caught up in this, and you can hear misogynistic vocals in MCs. Even Shabba comes up with nonsense, you know, disgusting sexualized lyrics about women in his jungle lyrics, still to this day in recent weeks. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense because it's a violent antagonism. You can't represent a people's revolutionary voice and then be anti-people. When Jai Shaka says, without Black Power and the Black Panther Party, there would be no reggae, if he turned around and started talking shit about women in the community and in the dance, it's a total violation of who we are and the community and the sound and the tradition and the ancestors, you know? It's difficult enough trying to be a authentic junglist movement revolutionary MC. You know, it's difficult being that because you have all this capitalist nonsense distorting it, racist dynamics in the capitalist industry.
I wonder how much, obviously it's not my world, innit, but how much the scene, like, previously and currently feel about whether they're a revolutionary movement. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that from my knowledge of the early days and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But It's interesting. Obviously, he's an old school guy trying to push for that. Like, you know, there's similarities in this that I could speak to old school guys in hip hop my world, and I'd have some pushback for some of the things he's saying, just because I defend the scene. But I'm not like I'm completely against what he's saying. I mean, I'm down with most of it. A couple comments and we'll finish it. Johnny Coombs said Westwood, yeah, 100%. I've never actually watched that Westwood documentary. Maybe I should. I don't know if I can do a whole live of the actual documentary of what I guess it's not a copyright. You're allowed to do whatever reaction to whatever, I think. Mimi says Shabba is a known crackhead as well. I mean, yeah, I've heard that for years. Chris Hayes says, isn't dancehall deeply homophobic and misogynistic? That culture has trickled through. Well, then it's trickled through from higher up than that. Do you know what I'm saying? It's trickled through from all over. I would say, you know, I don't like to blame music culture for these things. And I that's the pushback I'd give to this brother talking now, usually. But I don't feel like he's actually attacking the music like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he even bigged up Shabba there and then pointed out some of his lyrics as well. Like, we can do both, innit? Like, I don't like to blame the music because there's a system of white supremacy and capitalism, exactly what he's saying, and patriarchy above all of that is way bigger than this music scene. It trickles down from white supremacy. So that's what we got to address. Like, keep the blame there, which is what he's done in here, and then we address within our community how we handle those kind of situations and how we hold accountability to men, for example, in our kind of in our scenes. Yeah, Chris Hayes. I can't say that. Can't read out Chris Hayes' last comment, but he's just talking about homophobic lyrics in dancehall. Yeah, I get what you're saying, innit? But again, yeah, same point what I just made. The guy says the culture has always had that edge from the music it takes its inspiration from. Yeah, well, no, he didn't just say, like, you got to understand, you're summarizing, you said dancehall, so fair enough, but that comes from reggae culture beyond dancehall as well, innit? Like, and reggae music, because I had someone else who wrote a comment saying reggae music is homophobic, and we had to point out, no, it's not. What are you talking about? Actually, if you look at the actual origins of that music and the revolutionary levels of content in it, is way beyond any parts of homophobia that's in it. But Chris Hayes saying my opinion of how maybe the scene ended that way. I don't think so. I don't think so. And we haven't talked. There's no homophobia been mentioned in any of this about the DMB scene. I'm not saying it's not there as well, but we're talking about abuse of women. Actually, we're not just talking about lyrics. Do you know what I'm saying? And Mimi said, just like drugs have been pushed onto us by the higher ups, and I guess she's referring to like what I'm talking about a bigger system being what actually pushes this onto us. But that doesn't mean we can't look at our part in it between ourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't like when the music gets blamed, because the music usually gets blamed by those higher ups or by people that are trying to serve them, because they want to blame us. They want to blame a music culture, especially black music culture, so that they can deflect from them being the blame. Like, oh, it's you lot's fault, when actually you lot are a result of their system. But let's just let this finish. Got a few minutes left.
In the music and entertainment industry, you have enough misogynistic bullying, you know, in Junglist Drummer Bass online, when that young DJ, I forget what her name, for a second, when she was DJing in front of a mirror, a petite young woman, you know, who wants to wear whatever she wants to wear. I mean, the sound was great. She just got incessantly bullied, and people who should have known better in the scene, in the junglist scene, joined into the bullying. That is rape culture. When a young woman wants to represent the sound and has a right to show off herself proudly, in so doing, when she is attacked by hundreds of people and people with relative influence in the scene as well, that facilitates the exploitation of all of us. You don't think just because the women and the young women are targeted, therefore other men aren't going to be targeted for capitalist manipulation and being ripped off and exploited. You let one oppression pass, you let all oppression pass.
This is a deep brother, you know.
As an MC, I want to represent, I want to unify people in the dance. I want to unify people on the sound through the pirate radio. And that's what I was committed to. And that's what I was pushing with my crew back in the day. And that's still what I'm pushing through. On the lyrics, in the last months, I'm still writing about this stuff. About how men and women, young men and women, boys and girls,
there's the Groove Rider
in the sound system, culture and community.
There's the Groove Rider comment that I think it was Distant Planet TV pointed out. What do you think? I think I'm not about trial on social media, so F off. Yeah, that's way too much energy, bro. Like, shut your mouth, innit? Like, how about that? How about you F off? Like, I love how these guys got so much energy for all of this, man. Like, have that real energy out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Be out there saying F off about the potential of abuse to young girls. Are you mad? Are you actually crazy? And the fact is that, as we've already established, it seems everybody knew about this, so he's probably a person who knew about it still, and is talking like that with that energy. Because actually they just want to cover it up.
Community, in the junglist community, in the garage community, etc. How we interact, how we should relate to each other, how we should unify, how we should navigate all these oppressions, right? And we got children now entering into the junglist movement. As teenagers, as children, and as young adults. I'm so proud my children are involved in junglist now. You know, I've got a duty, I've got responsibility to them, to protect them. And I can only protect my children by protecting all the youth in our community, in our culture. I'm so pissed off. I'm so upset. And I'm pissed off and upset every day about this. Every day. It lingers on my mind. It lingers in my ethics and my morality and my practice. You know, every day this is on my mind. So big up Medusa. Big up all the women who are calling this shit out. And big up all the people, especially the brothers. The producers, the DJs, the MCs. Everyone standing in solidarity. Raise your voice, raise your voice, raise your voice. And to hell with the pieces of shit covering this up. As someone said on social media, if you're covering this abuse up, if that's your first reaction, how are you implicated in this exploitation and oppression? How are you? You know, it's a clue as to you're then defending this stuff. So what's your role in oppressing and exploiting? You're baiting yourself up, bro. You're baiting yourself up.
Yes.
Big up the junglist movement. Big up the junglist movement.
Alright, so that's called Counter Narrative News, that guy's channel. And yeah, big him up, man. Yeah, big him up. Distant Planet TV said this guy speaks sense, big him up. Chris Hayes said the guy talking sounds more suited to a farmer's market rather than a rave. He said he was actually a Drunkalist MC, and then he said just a joke, by the way. So yeah, we don't mind jokes around it. But I was tagged in that on Facebook, I think, by Mimi, and I think it was tagged in his Facebook post about it. And Chris Hayes said just common sense, really. Yeah, no, it is, man. I'm gonna check that guy. I might try and interview that guy. I might actually try and get him on the Social Justice Warrior podcast itself, because I'm realizing I actually want to talk about racism and white supremacy's impact on the drum and bass scene, and it's not something I know about, and he seems like someone who can speak on that for days. So I'm going to research a bit about who he is and like what his involvement in the scene is. But I'm going to wrap things up, but I just want to, before I do that, because I was told to Google something, Google MC Bassman lyrics and hit the first link, someone said. So I had this whole Myron thing I was going to respond to, but I think I will leave that, man. And hit the first link. So we're going to, let me just put that on the screen. MC Bassman lyrics. And this is the first link, right? It's on his actual website. Let me know. Let me just, sorry, I just got comments about it. Let me know. Distant Planet TV said, let me know if this is the one if you wanted me to look at. Oh God, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. And then he said he knows that scene pretty much like myself. Yeah, it seemed like he knows the scene, man. Do you know what I mean? So don't know what, sharp like a razor. Is this his own website? Or what is this? mcbassman.co.uk. This can't be his own website, and it's got these mad lyrics. Cut you, F you up, make you bleed. Okay, and ladies, keep your legs tightly closed. What is that? What kind of lyric is that? Like, keep them closed or else, or like, don't let me catch you kind of thing. For those trying to get close, not to tripping on the knee. Bassman are talking, no propaganda, we effing heavy. When we not around, you know she used the finger. Okay. I take it these are like punchline, like well-known lyrics of his. And yeah, this sometimes said that's the one it will tell you enough. When we go KFC, we say give me 5 chicken wings. Yeah, there's some dirty Bassman. When we get gal, it's all over. Like, that's Dirty Bassman must be a famous. I don't know anything about this guy's lyrics. I probably never heard them. Maybe I have, but in my head I don't know in it. But I saw someone say a new meaning of Dirty Bassman in the comment before. Remember, like a black Superman flying over porn stores. 6 minutes left on this set. That means I only got 6 minutes to get my dick out. Bruh. Yeah, behave, mate. Behave. Yeah, a couple weird ones. But the worst one was the one we already saw in that other thing, man. But let me just... Chris Hayes said the sexual rhymes in D&B are cringe as F. I hate that. I mean, I'm not in that world, innit? I don't know it. But look, I listen to hip hop with the worst lyrics. Like, I listen to the worst lyrics. I still listen to them now. Some things I don't like. You know, I grew up listening to Snoop Dogg. That was my introduction to hip hop to a degree. And it's like, you know, I love that album. Sonically it's just a masterpiece, but I can't listen to it as much as I used to, man. I listen to it now, I cringe at some of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh yeah, just on my new understanding of life. Do you know what I'm saying? Me, that's his whole style, punchline bars. Yeah, well, MC Bassman, it's looking sticky for you, mate. It's looking sticky for you. I would wave my red flag if I had it, but I don't have it here. I mean, I did my best trying to cover the story, but all I had was comments to go on. That brother's channel, that brother whose name was Counter Narrative News, big him up, big up Counter Narrative News. And let me just put that back on the screen quickly. Just put that back on the screen quickly so you can see his channel, right? Counter Narrative News. Go and give it a subscribe. I'm not even subscribed now. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to like the video. And I'm going to check out some other stuff. I'm going to leave a comment there. I'm going to hit him up and find out a bit more about him, man. Let's do something. Let's continue. I had a couple other things, but look, we've done 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's about when I try to wrap up. I will be rolling these videos out. So I'll have a Tommy Robinson video. I'll have it's probably only 3 videos out of today. I did long sections of the same thing, so we'll have a Bassman video go up where I'll edit the Bassman section to a, you know, easier to digest video. I'll edit the Tommy Robinson to an easier to digest video, and I'll edit the Paul Thorpe. So I'll probably just have them 3 videos out this week. I may, if I have time this week, but I'm busy with uni stuff, I may try and start the hip hop UK Legends hip hop show that I want to do. And do it on another day, because I think I'm gonna have to start doing multiple shows a week if I'm gonna do these 3 different shows. But big up everyone that's been watching and interacted. I appreciate it every single time. Anyone new watching, like, comment and subscribe. all of my people that are watching this that are on my side of these conversations, and that doesn't mean we have to agree all the time. I get that we won't, but it's like some of you, the few of you that I get coming into the chat on these, leave some comments on the videos when I upload them best you can, man, because I'm getting the right wing lot and the racist lot are coming for me. I get 300 comments full of racists, and cool, whatever, it gives me interaction, but it would be good to have some balance. So I appreciate and like big up the people who have been commenting. There is quite a few of you, do you know what I mean? It's not like there's none, but look, just please comment on my videos with some balance to the kind of, you know, I want to say right side of the argument or whatever, you know, our side of the argument. Mimi said, did good, appreciate it. I was the biggest fan of SDC. This is where you have to separate the man from the music. Yeah, that's, yeah. You know, that's a whole other conversation, whether we separate the man from the music. Can we still listen to the music? Can we do whatever? I'm fine with everyone having their own opinions and all that. I'm just going to go and check over. No one said anything else on Twitch. No, nobody said nothing else on Twitch. I'm going to work out how to build the Twitch following more. Do go follow me on Twitch, but if you prefer watching on here, then that is all good. One love, man. Big up everyone, and we'll be back next week, if not before.